Hey gang, how's it going? Trying to fix my microphone. I thought I had it working better. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get things started. Let me show my face. It's me! Hey guys. It's Tabletop Android, an aviation enthusiast. I will probably 2023. I think that's my goal. That's one of my goals for 2023 is to go ahead and get into flight school. Still trying to figure out if it's just my private pilot's license or if I'm going to go full career. Now I think because I think about it so much that I'm a software engineer right now, so got someone in the Discord channel. Hey buddy, how's it going? Yeah, it's Cliff. Alright, yeah, so I'm a software engineer, so I'm making decent money right now, and to my understanding, pilots don't make decent money. So that's going to have to be a real choice. I probably need something to drink. A real choice of love if I'm going to go ahead and go that route. So we'll see. But I fly with the pilotclub.org. They give me plenty of opportunities to practice all these things I'm learning before I even hit flight school. And we use VATSIM to communicate or practice our phraseology. So that is very helpful, very fun to get comfortable with that. And actually, a quick announcement is that I've been using it so much, so much, and have become comfortable with the rhythm that I just the other day took off this phrase in my remarks, new to VATSIM. I was able to remove that from VATSIM because I was like, you know what? I feel like I get this. I feel like I know what's going on. Not perfect by any means, but I'm certainly not a noob. And it was and it was nice to do that. It felt really good. And proceeded to have some good interactions with ATC. So tonight, actually, we are doing a fly-in. So we're doing something a little different. Normally, we on GA Tuesdays with the Pilot Club, we have a destination or a departure and a destination, and then we kind of fly this route. Tonight, we're celebrating the 3rd anniversary of another virtual flight club. So they're doing a fly-in to this island or peninsula here. There's a place called Bayport Aerodrome. So we're doing a fly-in from there. I'm actually going to be posted out here so I can get in touch with Boston Center, and then we have New York approach. Now, once we get into here, this airport is non-towered, so we'll go on to CTAF 122.8 in the VATSIM world, and we'll basically communicate with the pilots that are within this area. So that should be fun. Should give us a good mix of what's going on. So the event starts at 7:30 in about 26 minutes. So let me just check here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some of the checklist stuff started, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a break for the briefing with the pilot club, and then we'll jump back into the plane and make our way over there. So let's go ahead. So let me show you my desktop just so that we can see what's going on. So I have this is Spadnex. So I've been playing around. I've got a couple different profiles. I've been playing with a couple different planes, but the turbo is what we're doing today. I tried the icon. I like the icon, but for some odd reason I couldn't keep the plane from flipping over. As soon as I pushed my throttle up, I started going down the grass runway, and then the back just started coming up, and I couldn't figure out how to stop it. So I am not going to be flying that tonight. I'm going to be flying something else. So we're going to go ahead and start out here, and we might end up changing the time. We'll see how that goes. We'll see, because flying at night can be fun, can be boring. It's a real toss-up. let me see if I can move my keyboard and move this and stop making so much noise. And I think I will need to set up my phone so that I can use OneNote. So let me check the display settings. I want to set this to about 30 minutes before it locks. Okay. And then OneNote, as we are waiting for this to... So I've got some... So I basically just erase whatever the previous set of scribbles that I had on there. So I've got a good set of scribbling, which for me, if I have lots of stuff that I've written down, that means that I had like a good communication session, I think. Alright, so we have enough daytime right now, so hopefully around 7:30 it'll still be good. Alright, so let's get this camera angled properly. Go. Let's see. Alright. You look okay. Let's see what's going on here. Let's get rid of those tie downs and the chalks. These are fine. Everything here is good. So I'm going to be using the map today. I'm enabling prime fuel flow required. Prime fuel flow. And I don't need to do anything about those. Okay, so I think I'm good. So let me just make sure that in SPAD I have the right profile, because sometimes it jumped to the no GPS profile. I wanted the GPS profile. Okay, alright, so we should be okay. Okay, so I at least want to turn the airplane on so we can tune into Atlanta Center. Well, do I want to tune into them? No. Hold on. Let me think here, because there's some flight planning that we should do. Some quick flight planning. Nothing too serious. All right. And then we'll jump back. So I'm going to do the desktop because I'm going to be jumping all around the place. So let me actually pause my tracker. Now let's go back to the desktop. Okay. So this one. That's the case. I'll need to put the keyboard back here. Alright, so this is the area here, and I already have a flight plan together. Well, actually, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to show you, because I learned something. So I've been doing a bunch of IFR flights. I've been doing some on-air company stuff. And those flights have been like, what, 100 to 200 nautical miles. So with those kind of flights, I tend to do them as IFR. I'm flying them at night, so I try and do them as IFR. And I've been learning a few things about planning IFRs and airways and stuff like that, and I find them to be pretty useful. Alright, they have their place. Alright, so I'm going to start out here at Norwood. So, well, actually, I can just do this. Start there, and we do know that 23 November is our endpoint. So that is roughly 120 nautical miles, 54 minutes. Now, what I find cool is that SkyVector will sometimes give you established routes. And the established routes is Wounds is a waypoint, V16 is a Victor Airway, and CCC is a VOR. So let me click on that one. So, and now it's giving me this. And at first I was like, I don't know about that Victor, but lately I've been learning to dig them. So here we have this blue line, very, very faint blue line, but this is a Victor airway. And what this is it's basically an established airway that pilots can use to navigate. So what I do like about this one is, at first I was doing VOR to VOR and whatever, but I noticed that this Victor airway kind of cuts across, or not cuts across, it actually avoids some of the airspace. So there's a Class C airspace over here. I believe, are these both VORs? Yeah, I think these are both VORs. So, but there's a delta right here. And instead of excuse me, oh boy, instead of flying through them, I'm coincidentally just kind of cutting across. Here is a VOR. Not sure if this, oh, this right here, this red, so this is kind of, I think it's a Class C or E. Sometimes I know and sometimes I don't. And here's a Class C. So this is the one that we're flying into. Now this one's a little different. You have this outer ring, which starts at 1,500 feet to 4,100 feet. This inner ring is basically from the surface to 4,100 feet. So this one goes all the way from the floor to 4,100. This one starts at 1,500. So kind of underneath here, as long as you're underneath 1,500 feet, you can fly in this airspace without having to contact the tower. This one is a 5-mile radius. This is a 10-mile radius. And inside of here is another Class C. Now it's funny because this is non-towered. This is just a field. But somehow they were able to kind of cut out their own section. And this one starts at 700 to 4,100 feet. So as long as we are under 700 feet, we don't have to contact the tower. So that's basically what we're going to be looking for. Let me just check on Cliff here. Hey Cliff, are you still with me? Oh, okay, cool. How are you doing?
Working with my sim too well.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that one's a little tough to find sometime. I've got the Velocity one yoke, and it has lots of buttons on there, so I'm able to. I got fortunate.
I'm jealous.
Don't be. I'm assuming that you have a Honeywell yoke. Or not.
Say what again?
I was assuming, I'm going to make an assumption that you have a Honeywell yoke.
No, it's a CH Products yoke.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so hopefully the other guys know that this starts at 7:30, so hopefully we'll get everybody in here on time. Let me make sure that they are aware.
I'm looking at about 30-minute arrival, so I should be there about 40 minutes after the hour.
Okay, sounds good. Don't know how to do GA flights. Can I do this? Flights? Don't seem to have it available to me. A flights. Nope. I don't have that group available. Can I do it here? GA flights? Nope. Sometimes I got it, sometimes I don't. All right. Okay, so so this is the rough flight path. So here we are at this one here, so we're going to be using this flight path. Now the funny thing is, how do we stick to this flight path? Luckily for us, this Boston, what is this? This is no, General Edward Lawrence Logan International. So this particular airport, I guess Boston International, I don't, I guess, they have a VOR, and it just so happens that this radial is 240. So I would set my 240, my
Hey,
VO,
Paul.
my EDI. Nope, I don't even know what these things. My CDI. He called somebody. Somebody was looking for Paul?
Yeah, Paul, where do I set this button business for transmit on the Pilot Club site here?
So on you wanna set up a push to talk for the Discord server?
Yeah, I need to change. I need to change the button that's messing up my flight sim.
Okay, got it. Have you determined which other button you can use?
No, you got any suggestions?
Oh, I don't. So if I understand, you use the keyboard to fly as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, I use the keyboard to type in messages and uh, change. Sometimes change frequency and whatnot. But the keyboard is relatively unused actually.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that's good. So I'm wondering if you could use like your left control or your right control key, whichever one is more accessible to you, as the push to talk.
Yeah, right control would be fine as long as it's not chained up with the left control. Are they both the same?
So yes and no. They both have the same function, but they do have like different identifiers. So the system knows which one's the right one and which one is the left one.
Because I use the left control quite a bit in changing cockpit views.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so I think you should be able to set it to like right control.
Okay,
And
where
it
do I
should
do that?
So in the lower left corner of Discord, there is a user settings like a gear. So like right next to your avatar or your name, there's a microphone. And actually, let me share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Hey guys, sorry about that. Let me do some troubleshooting here. Can you see my screen, Cliff?
No.
Look in the Discord channel.
Well, should I watch a stream then?
Yes. Can you see my stream?
I got it.
Okay. All right. So over here in the down at the bottom, there is a user settings. So if you click on
Right.
that gear, you're looking for voice and video section. And over here on input mode, you'll have push to talk, and here's the shortcut. So what you can do is you can click on this button to activate it, and then you can push the right control key, and it'll bind it.
Right. I just didn't know how to get to this point. But
Okay.
thanks.
Sure. And you did it accidentally, but I am not Paul. I am Mark.
Don't believe him. He's Paul.
Oh, James. And you're not James. You're Chris.
That's right.
He's like, that's right. I own it. So James, I don't know if everyone, usually there's a lot more people in here, but I wonder if they think it's 8 o'clock instead of 7:30.
I know that almost caught Chris, but I was also wondering. I've been watching the Virtual USA because their event channel is loading up there, trying to see if there's anyone I recognize in there from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. So let me stop sharing my screen over there. Okay, which I did. All right, so let's get back to this. So we have nine minutes. All right, so we're going to use the 240 radio to basically stay on this line here. Oops. And here's the trick, because this is the thing with VFR, virtual flight rules, is that they want you to use your environment around you. I mean, you should spend 90% of your time having your eyes outside. The instruments are so helpful and also distracting at the same time. You can spend more time looking at your instruments. I mean, most of you probably know this. You can spend most of your time looking at your instruments instead of looking outside. So even though we have all of these navigational aids, all these VORs and NDBs.
Flying your Tango Papa Charlie colors today?
Oh no. I'm gonna hang that up. I'm officially Pilot Club 444.
I was a little tempted to go with my November call sign because of being with the other group, but I figured we can stick with Pilot Club.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're gonna let your TPC colors fly today?
Yeah. Like you say, it'll be a little strange going into a little grass strip someplace, but we'll go with it.
Got it. Okay, you're right. So we have all these navigational aids, and it makes it so much easier, because so many times I'm like, I don't know where I am, or when I don't have the map, I don't know where I am, and then I look at my sectional chart, and I'm like, all right, well, I think I'm close to this VOR, so let me plug into it, and then I could use that VOR, and I can take a look at the radios or whatever, take a look at my DME digital measuring equipment, I think. And then it'll give me the distance that I am from the VOR. I mean, and it's like almost as good as a map. It's I feel way more accomplished using my non-map instruments.
Better be good, boys. Anthony's flying tonight.
Nice, but it's so distracting. So it's like
New button test 1 2.
I gotta remember.
Working great.
Hold on. Sorry. These guys are chatting, which is fine. Let me turn down their volume. Yeah, so I have to remember to use the nav aids, but as secondary. What I really should be doing is picking out landmarks. I can use a nav aid, but I should make note that when I do fly southwest, that I should see this lake, this bay, on my left-hand side. And at some point there will be some roads, and lakes. It's kind of, so I can then check with the VOR to see how close I might be to this lake, so forth and so on, right? And then at some point I'm going to get to this. I think they're calling it a river. I think this is Browns River, and then there's going to be an island. So I should keep those kind of visual notes. But there's like a wicked system. This has been coming in from here, so hopefully we can fly out of here. Okay, so we have this lovely path. We have this lovely box of coconuts. We have this airway. We have this lovely airway. It's about 66 miles from one navigational aid to another navigational aid. So this is pretty cool. It gives me an idea that from this VOR to this VOR is about 66 miles. So that helps me plan a little bit. Okay, and then once we're here, now we're going to be flying out of the 238 radio of this VOR. So we want to tune into that maybe, maybe not, who knows. But we're going to be using the V16 airway to get down to this VOR.
What is happening, guys?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
So once we get over here, I'm basically going to fly out to the ocean, because I believe this is the ocean. At this point, I'm going to fly out to the bay or to the ocean. I don't know what the difference is, and then we're going to fly in here. And so we're going to have to stay under. We're going to have to get under 700 feet at that point. All right, guys, we have about 4 minutes left, and then the 4 of us are just going to do the briefing and get out of here. All right, so in this case, do we want to check? I mean, I guess we'll check. I'm going to go ahead and check.
Six.
Let's go.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Go ahead and check the METAR. So the METAR for this, right now the winds are 050, so that is 90 is east, so that's northwest. So the winds are flowing in from northwest.
Alec, 17, Dylan.
Okay.
Robert, how long you Cliff?
I'm looking at elevation 1200, 1700. So it's under 2000. So let me go ahead and check the weather here and see if there's anything that we need to. So we're way over here. So we can look at Boston, ALB,
Yeah, it's
JFK. So we can look at Boston and JFK. So let's look at Boston. So here. At 3,000 feet, we are looking at winds coming from the east, which will help us, I think, which will help us fly a little faster, and the temperature is 23 degrees. At 6,000, it'll be coming 707, which is more behind us. So 6,000 is actually better, and the temperature is 27. This is 9,000 is better. So I mean, this is kind of a VFR, so I don't think we want to get too high. I think I want to stick with 6,000. I think I'm comfortable with that. All right. So we're going to put in 060 as our altitude. All right. And then we have about 2 minutes left until we do this briefing, so we're not going to... And it's starting to get dark. I'm probably mid-flight. I'm going to change my time. Yeah, most likely. Most likely that's what's going to happen. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see if I can do some of the checklist stuff before we start. Let's unpause that. Okay. So let's see what we can skip and what we can't, right? We have pre-flight, before we start the engine, starting the engine, and taxiing. So circuit breakers in, alternate airs off, the fullest.
Alright, now I got my flight plan filed, so there should be at least one more.
Alright, and that is not going to work. Okay, so you know what? I didn't prep fast enough. Like I was here running my mouth instead of prepping the plane. That's what happened. Alright, so let's go back to desktop here so you can see what's going on with this briefing. Oh, we are in desktop. Going back to here. So we've got Robert, Paul, ooh, we've got Dean in the house, James and Dylan and Cliff. Alright, I'm going to share my desktop. Alright, hey boys and girls. It's 7:30, 19:30, 23:30, Zulu, all the times. Let's go ahead and get this briefing going.
Don't forget to I can't even talk. Don't forget to watch Mark's screen.
Oh, yes. you got to look at my screen so you can see all the stuff I'm talking about, guys.
Whoa, weather.
You love the weather.
I do. My favorite show. Always changing.
All right, always changing. Okay, so today you guys are probably well aware that we are celebrating vUSA Flight Club's birthday. And they have a routing document and they have a video that I was a little confused at first, but when I continued watching it, it made sense. He was actually parroting. Oh boy. He was mimicking another video that was old-timey. And I was like, oh, that's what he was doing. I was just confused. All right, so this is their fly-in, Bayport fly-in. So that means that you can start wherever you want, and we're all going to end up at Bayport. So they have some stuff. If you're interested, sign up in their Discord and go get some prizes. You gotta register. I think there's a channel that they have there that when you do land, for you to put your name, your registration number, and the time and all that stuff. They have some links to get scenery. I did download the scenery for this for Baydrome, so that was cool. And then there's a schedule and some notes. Now, so this is a system that we're keeping an eye on. So it started over here and it's been working its way west.
If you're talking still, we can't hear you, but it
Ooh.
looks like you're indicating things.
Yeah, thank you for that. I have the push to talk and I wasn't pushing it. So we have a system here that we've been watching and it's pushing its way to the west, so keep an eye out for that one wherever you might be. Okay, so here, basically our destination is this small spot, this small little Class C space right here. And this one has a range from 700 feet to 4,100 feet. This inner one is from the surface to 4,100, and this one, which is 10 miles out, is 1,500 to 4,100. And this is a towered airport. I believe New York Approach is on and Boston Center is on. So it's going to be interesting to, if you're getting flight following or whatever, to be passed around. But the good thing is that this is non-towered, so at some point they'll give you permission to switch to CTAF. But the idea here is that once you get around here, there is an approach procedure. It has one runway, 36, and 18. And based on the current winds, if we looked at the METAR, the current winds is 110 is the direction, so I believe 18 is going to be the runway that everyone is going to be flying at or landing at. I believe I got this from their Discord, but I believe that one of who was it? Chris? I think
it was me.
It was you. Okay, you found it as well, but here's the traffic pattern for 18. And really what it boils down to is that there is a river that's here, and you're basically going to follow the river. There's a school that I do actually see. I did test this out earlier, but there is a river here that you're going to see. They have a right traffic pattern into runway 18. So you're going to line up. I guess you can set your heading indicator to 36 to make sure that you're lined up. But they stress do not pass Sunrise Highway. I believe it's the other airspace that they don't want us to get into. But basically, you just make your right base and right on final. And once you get to this area, you should be around 600 feet. And I was getting that mixed up. The pattern altitude for this area is 600 feet. While you're flying around that area, it's 700 is the maximum. But once you're ready to start landing, you can get into 600 feet, and you can go ahead and do your business there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think the biggest thing was really just the traffic patterns for that particular place. If it does switch up and it somehow becomes 36, that one's actually, it's a little different because you don't get into base. You don't get into downwind. You immediately get into base. So right by the school, there is a street and there's a railroad track, and you can actually see the railroad track. So you turn right on the railroad track, and that'll get you lined up with 36, and then you make a left onto final, and you go ahead and get right in there. For this one, you don't follow the river, you just keep the river on your left-hand side. So both of those options are available to us. Alright, so I don't know if we have any time for me to talk about all the stuff that we're doing. We have some giveaways. We have some new Explorer missions that I still haven't gotten to yet. We have a screenshot contest that's going on, so post your stuff in there. I just learned that I'm only supposed to be giving my one vote. I've been giving everybody votes, so I had to go remove my votes and make sure that I just voted for one person. We have some partners and some discounts. We have an awesome weekly podcast that you guys should check out if you're not doing. I thought this said I thought this said vaccines. We have some vacancies that you can look at. Some T-shirts. Go ahead and get that drip on. Flight schools, awesome. Make sure that you sign up for that. It's pretty cool. We have our liveries. When you're on Discord, either mute or use push to talk. You can use your Discord name and your call sign for tonight in VATSIM. We encourage you guys to use your call signs. I've learned personally that TPC is a brand, and VATSIM community knows us as Pilot Club. So you should feel free to say Pilot Club and whatever your number is, and they'll know who you are. In your remarks, you can put operated by pilotclub.org, and that'll help the brand. All pilots that fly tonight will get 250 TPC points. Those that use their call sign while registered with VATSIM will get 500 TPC points. And keep it professional. Try not to miss your calls, and have fun. Do you guys have any questions and/or concerns?
Yeah, I'm down. Where is everybody?
Oh, we're all starting from different places. So I know that I think some people are starting here. So I would say here. Oh, down. Haha. You already have a spot. You're wondering where there's more people in this Discord. Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, no, I'm here at the field. I don't see any aircraft at all.
Oh, gotcha. Which field are you at?
Well, hopefully Bayport.
Well, that's where we're flying into.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is a fly-in. So in this particular type, you would choose an airport to start at, a different airport, and we would all end up at Bayport.
Huh?
Huh?
I started out at a different airport and ended up here.
Oh, you're already.
You already did the flight.
Yes, you said Aviation.
1,436.8 miles.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, dang, you've been at it for a while.
I left at 6:45 this morning.
What you
Yeah.
flying?
What are you? Wow, that's amazing.
Central Texas, 30 miles southeast of Austin, and Smithville, and
Holy moly.
took a little while to get here, plus 2 fuel stops.
Take a
I
smoke
bet.
break.
Oh, that is impressive. Go
What plane did you take?
I'm sorry, say again.
What plane did you take?
Oh, the Turbo Aero 4.
Oh yeah, I did see your post. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
Where's-
a great aircraft, but I landed at I got lucky at 6:32, 7:32 local.
Wow.
2
He's been
minutes,
been
late,
flying for
but,
a while.
here, and I
All right, so
dropped
let me do
the
some
other
admin
phone.
stuff real quick, or quickly. I really am trying to stop saying real quick because it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna take a
I know there's
screenshot
3 of us
of
up here at KACK.
this. Did it work? I'm so used to. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. Taking a screenshot of that. Now I need to log into VATSIM in order
Well, I'm gonna hang
to
around a while.
see what's going on.
I should be there in about
Let's
an hour and a
connect.
half.
I don't need to connect. I could use VATSpy.
Take like
I've-
a nap or something, man.
I've got a filter set up on VATSpy. VATSpy's
I
cool.
think you earned it.
I like VATSpy. I've got a filter for TPC, so it actually highlights
I'm either at
guys
the airport or at the
that
high
are
school
on
football
the
field.
screen. I'm always doing that. Move with
All
your.
right, well, we'll see you guys at Bayport then.
All right, sir. So here is. So all
I've
right.
got another chat to hop into while this is going on, so I will talk to you guys a little later.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
All right. So let me just
What are you flying
verify. I missed that. Say that again.
What are you flying today?
Well, originally I was going to fly the Icon A5, but there was something weird was going on, and I couldn't figure out why it kept flipping on me. Like as soon as I pull the throttle all the way up, I would start to go down the runway, and then the back of the plane would like start to lift, and I just couldn't get control of it. So right now I went back to the Piper because it's tried and true. It doesn't flip on me.
flips from the back?
Yeah, man, it was weird. I don't get it.
I'm gonna need some cockpit lighting in here.
So did this work? Cause my screenshot, unless I pushed a different button. Hold on. You know, I swear, I know.
It's got to be the airport. I recognize the runway markings from the video.
I know how to use computers. That won't open. Okay, there it is. All right, so that is today 8/16. Today is
Chris, you ready to go
8/16.
or
All right,
just
cool.
go?
All right, cool. So I've got that
Give
done.
me like 5 minutes. I'm just setting up right now.
No problem.
All right, so
Thanks for your help yesterday with the charter thing, guys.
hey, I don't know anything about it, but you are welcome.
Well, I was just saying it because Chris and James are in here and they helped me yesterday with it.
Copy that. Those guys are
Well,
good people.
Mark, you probably helped out as well. You really like morale.
All right, so let's go ahead and connect to VATSIM, right? Let's
You're welcome, man,
let's go and do
anytime.
this. So TPC 444, I'm finding the P8S, which is a. There's so many names, but I believe this is the one that I'm looking for.
Somebody flying a helicopter in here tonight?
I think I saw one of the guys from the from their Discord. They planned on flying a helicopter. All right, so we're gonna do VFR. We're
Yeah,
doing
turn final.
KOWN. Is that right? Nope, OWD. I didn't get owned. To 2-3 November. No alternate. Current time is. Is that right? No, that's 17. So I always do this. Is it 23? It's still 23, right? 20, 21, 22, 23. Yep. So 23. And it's actually 43. So I'm gonna guess that I'll be ready at 23:55. 23:55. It's about an hour. We're gonna be cruising at about 138. Did we say 6,000? I think we were happy with 6,000, yes. So we're gonna be 6,000. Okay, now the
We
route.
got Block Island and the Bonanza.
You left the island in the Bonanza?
No, who's at the island in the Bonanza?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of their. Maybe it's one of those guys.
Oh.
Are you on CTAF?
Yeah.
Well, call out. I dare you.
I'm not that brave.
All right. So the route we're taking is Wounds V16 all the way to CCC. Operated by the pilotclub.org instead of .com.
That chopper was talking about a north ramp. I don't see a north ramp.
Now I'm gonna do G because the Piper.
Somebody tried to land and they went into the trees, I think.
Yeah, the Piper can. Oh man, that is a sight. Okay, so we are connected to VATSIM. Whew, so much stuff to do, man. Alright, so let's go ahead and enable this track IR. Pull this thing back up here. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna skip it because I didn't plan. Alright, so
Well, I'm just going to sit here on the sidelines with my headlight on and engine running. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Copy that. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on the battery. Ooh. I need to turn this off. We turn on the battery. This is the alternator.
Did I make it up in my mind, or did On Air not have an option where you can import a sim brief plan?
Turn on some lights. I don't know if it doesn't have an option. That's interesting. Hey, are any of you guys flying with live time? Because it's getting dark, and I think I'm gonna need to put my time back some.
I'm ready to go when you are.
All
Right.
right.
Let's do it. I'll follow you.
So we're not doing live weather. No. We're doing live weather. It's the time. So let's go back. I'm gonna set it to 12:16. So let me put that in. Let me put that in my flight plan. Time set. Still using live weather. Okay. Now we're gonna file that. Okay, cool. So that should be helpful, I think. So that is a good thing. I don't have to turn on these lights anymore. Okay, so we have landing lights. These are the beacons. So we need to turn on the beacon when we turn on the airplane. We're gonna put the propeller all the way up, this a little bit. And we don't do anything with these. We did already pick our fuel, so let's go ahead and turn the plane on. Is the brakes on? I think the brakes are on. Let's go ahead and turn. Boop, boop. We're going to introduce fuel. We're going to watch the manifold pressure is going to start climbing. We want to try and keep it at 15. Okay, so that looks fine. Okay, let's check our trim. Trim should be set to takeoff. Right, I think we're good there. That I need to put back down in the opposite direction. Okay, cool. So now, let's set our... Because we're on VATSIM, we should set it to C, mode C all the time. We're doing VFR. Do I dare do... Turn this on, and I'll turn that on. I'm wondering if I put a flight plan in there. I don't think I'm going to. Because that seems like cheating. I don't know. It's bad for me in my head. It's bad enough that I have a map. And that's the mode. Okay, cool. All right, so now we're gonna need to, try and figure some things out. So let's get Boston Center on air. So Boston Center, Boston approach, Boston Center, 134. 13470. Let's see what they're doing. Oh. Well, my stuff should be on. Sometimes it's a little funky. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna close out because sometimes I need to reset it. It's happened enough times where I just reset it regardless. So I'm going to log back in. I'm going to refile my plan. Good thing is that they already have it saved.
Yeah, 1551, descend and maintain 16,000 to Bradley altimeter 3001.
And coincidentally, you can hear that. Let's see how loud that is. Let's put it down some. Alright, so flight plan is filed. Let's go ahead and check.
Club 217, runway 6,
So
taxi
here I
via
am.
Alpha.
So I'm in Boston approach, but oddly enough, Boston Center is who I've been, or centers who I've been getting my clearance from.
Bravo 152, welcome back to Burlington, taxi Alpha Charlie, cross runway 19er.
Alright, so let's see here. We're good there. We're good. We're good. Okay, so let's
Charlie
just,
152 Alpha, Charlie, cross runway 19er.
let's go ahead and get VFR clearance.
Boston
Is
Center,
oh,
hello,
is there an
November
ATIS?
958 Sierra Mike, flight level 100 for 140.
Let's see.
Center 58 Sierra Mike,
Boston
Boston
has
Center, climb
ATIS,
maintain level 400.
but not to
Climb
my
maintain
place.
400, 958 Sierra Mike.
Okay.
Boston Center, Endeavor 5412 is level 9 at 3000 on a 180 heading.
Sir 5412 radar contact, climb maintain 10,000, proceed direct to Nelly.
Up to 10,000, direct Nelly, Endeavor 5412.
Pilot Club 444 requesting VFR clearance.
Boston altimeter 3004.
3004, cross Gaussian, maintain 5,000, executive 804.
I think I was talking over somebody. Boston Center, oh boy, Piper, Pilot Club 444 requesting VFR clearance. I got jumbled up there.
406 Charlie Romeo, Squawka maintains VFR for exchanges period every day.
Boston Center, good evening, Canada 76, passing 2022-8 for
So,
They're going to 676 Boston Center, roger.
so I've been doing a bunch.
Once again.
Been doing a bunch of flights in the Kodiak, and I usually have to look at the registration.
Yeah, I did not, just continue left traffic.
So Piper, I'm in a Piper Arrow, not a Kodiak, and this is Pilot Club, not Tango Papa Charlie. Pilot Club 444. Boston Center, Piper, Pilot Club 444, requesting VFR clearance. I don't know if he hears me.
Club 444, good.
Good? Did you say good or go ahead?
Go ahead for Pilot Club 444.
Requesting VFR clearance to Bayport. Is it Bayport?
Pilot Club 444, where are you?
I'm currently at Oscar Whiskey Delta.
Pilot Club 444, contact Boston departure 133.0.
133.0, Pilot Club 444.
Endeavor 5412, climb maintain 14,000.
So,
14,000, Endeavor.
see, this is the thing that I don't
traffic's
I don't
not talking
understand.
to us, so you can continue your.
I remember
your
one time I
patterns,
called approach,
runway 6,
and they told me to call center, and then I called center, and they told me to call approach. Maybe they're busy. I don't know. I don't know. I call suspect. So we're going approach.
2,200, climbing 5,000.
Southwest 1872, Boston departure radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
So, are we going to all try to park together, or what?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? And this is the thing. This is the thing that I forgot. So I've been playing around with Sim Tool. Oh boy, Sim Connect. What is this thing called? It is.
Pilot Club 9901, speed
oh,
170
sorry.
knots,
I need to.
contact
I need to show you my desktop. Sim Toolkit Pro.
Tower on 128.8, Pilot Club 901.
Okay, so here is Sim Toolkit Pro that I've been playing with, and I don't. So that bar that you see on top, that data is coming from this tool, and I don't know how I feel about this tool. I like the streaming stuff, but I really have been enjoying Volanta a lot more. So right now, in order for me to get more data to show you guys, I have to create a flight plan manually. Oh man, what is wrong with me? So let's go with. What did I file? I don't remember anymore. I was in this one. Okay.
Southwest 1872, contact Boston Center 1.
So if I do a route, KOWD, what was the other one? It was wounds. V16 CCC to 23 north. Right? So if I create a route, okay, it's got a flight number, call sign is TPC 444, registration number is P28. This is from my fleet, VATSIM network, flight number, can I change that? I don't know. This is GA.
Boston approach, hello, ExecJet 804 is at a 7.5 for 5.
I've been trying to figure out how to name them. Wow, I've done so many flights in between my last GA flight. Wow. GA2, so this is GA3 technically, I guess, or whatever. GA03. Okay, so I fly now, and when I do this fly now, is it update plan? Update plan, and then fly now.
Boston approach, using ExecJet 804.
Oh, I think they want K23. They don't need that. Let's see. Yeah, so it's funny how sometimes they'll get the K's and sometimes they won't. Okay, so wounds to. Well, where's CCC?
ExecJet 804 Boston.
Somebody just landed at a stretch 737.
Beverly altimeter 30.
Oh, it's probably model matching.
3004, not a problem. ExecJet 804. Thank you.
Really
Okay, so now the flight plan is there, and you guys should see some more data, I think, on top. So if I look at the screen, yeah, so now it'll have my registration number, what phase I'm in my call sign, you know, my destination and departure. So that part's cool, but I have to do so much work. With Volanta, it just kind of does it automatically. This one will pick up your landings, but it won't do your flight. Once you land, I think then it tries to do stuff. Okay, whatever. Okay, so let's get back to this one here. Nope, I don't want that one. I was trying to get back to the game.
ExecJet 804. Did you have an approach request in the Beverly?
If we can get the RNAV runway 34, I think that'd be best for us. ExecJet 804.
ExecJet 804, roger. The wind 040 I can also offer you the RNAV runway 9.
Either one works for us. We can accept runway 9.
Good lord, that is
Okay,
loud.
you can accept that from Riga.
Okay, so let's go ahead and try and get.
Alright, we'll expect runway 9 RNAV from Riga, ExecJet 804. Thanks.
So this is Boston Approach. Boston Approach, Piper, Pilot Club 444, requesting VFR clearance. See, that one was said with more confidence.
Pilot Club 444, Boston Approach. What's your location?
I'm currently, I'm sorry, I'm on the ground at Oscar Whiskey Delta.
Pilot Club 444, roger. Are you requesting flight follow-on?
Affirmative. Yeah, you're supposed to say where you are. I totally missed out on that way.
Pilot Club 444, roger. Runway... Sorry, runway 35, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 35, taxi via Alpha, Pilot Club 444.
And Pilot Club 444, maintain VFR at or below 2000. Departures with me, Squawk 3446.
Squawk 3446, maintain at or below 2000. Pilot Club 444. Hopefully he'll say my readback is correct.
Where you flying out of, Mark?
I almost pushed the wrong button to talk back to VATSIM. I'm flying out of Norwood, which is just a little
Nice.
southwest of Boston.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah. So I'm actually working on getting flight following and all that stuff from approach. Fun times. All right, so 3, 4, 4, and a 6. We've gone in the opposite direction. So I'm doing alt, so he knows my altitude. Hopefully he'll say radio contact.
444 advise holding short runway 35.
Will advise holding short when I'm will advise holding short runway 35. Pilot Club 444. All right, so 35. Where is runway 35?
Any idea how many signed up for this tonight?
So it's on.
JetBlue 227 is 18.5, descending via the J class for 4
Here in the club, no, I forget.
So Alpha. Okay. So
But I
via
know right
Alpha.
now on Virtual USA's side, they have about 32 people flying.
All right.
Or
So
at least
we're going to
32
do
in
some
the chat.
taxiing. So we're going to put on our
Wow.
landing lights because that's the only lights that this plane has. We're going to put on our pitot heat. This is, what is this? It's not labeled. Ant cool. Ant column. I think it's lights too. I don't know. We're going to turn on all the lights. And then since we have the plane on, we should have turned on the alternator. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so we're ready to taxi, but I didn't tune in any of my VORs. So I don't know where I'm going. Okay, so here.
Well, I guess I'll go down park with the big kids.
Mix and mingle. So Boston 112.7. So let's do, oops, 112.7.
I'm right here, Mantuck. I think we're on
So
top.
there's
I think
Boston.
of,
Radial, so I'm
always,
on the
not always
235 radial,
Okay.
so what I'm looking for is
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I'm carrying.
240.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking for 240, so I want to set this to 240.
Coming from the west coast, it always amazed me to
Okay.
have snow at a beach.
So that's what I want to do, and we're going to set our heading bug
crappy.
to 350.
Checked at
Just-
804, cross Rica, at or above 3000, cleared RNAV, run GPS runway 9er approach.
Okay.
Cross
so
Rica at or above 3,000, cleared the RNAV, runway 9er, except 804.
35. Can I get in closer? I don't think I can. Alright, so that looks like 35. Alright, so I think we're finally ready to taxi. Told me where to go. Yes, he did. He did give me permission, so let's go. Oh, I totally forgot. I finally got rudder pedals. So the rudder pedals that came last Friday, I wasn't able to use them on stream, so I got them. I am terrible with these rudder pedals. So you'll see me kind of, swivel side to side. My landings have not been good at all. So I'm really trying to, because I keep trying to use my trigger that I'm so used to using, I guess. But also, I need to wrap my head around this pedal. You'll see that I'll be constantly veering off track whenever I do land. Okay, so let's take off the parking brake. This thing's just going to start rolling on its own. And I'm going to be using the pedal. Oh no, I'm not. You know why? I didn't set up the pedal for this profile. I've been using the other
Looking at the
profiles.
sectional, it almost appears that the river that we're supposed to start flying over is
Okay.
actually in the surface area.
It's
Of the
right on
bug.
the edge.
Yeah, so there's
Right on the
nothing
edge.
there.
Man,
So let's go ahead and switch back to the Kodiak profile, and then we're going to copy
Just read the needle.
the complete device.
The tack chart looks
It's going to give me some error, but
Yeah, maybe
I'm
I'm
using
not
the
on
alpha
that.
version, so that's expected. It did copy, but it's going to tell me that it didn't. Unknown blocking. Then we're going to go back to the GPS. No GPS. I want GPS, bro. There we go. Here's the pedals, and let's paste in. It's going to say, do you want to replace all the events? I sure do. So there we go. The rudder pedals, good to go. Alright, so now let's actually check. Yep. All right. And then I think the brakes are working. It sounds like the brakes are working. I don't see any animation, but it does sound like it's working. Okay. So now, ooh, it's a little harder to turn. That is interesting. I like that.
Here's a stupid question. I might have missed it in the briefing. What runway are we landing? 1-8 left or right?
1-8, and it's a right traffic pattern.
No, but runway right? Isn't there?
No, there's only one open. If you have the
Boston approach,
download
good
the
evening, American
scenery,
210 with you on the
text
robot
out
3,
results.
14,400.
Okay,
We had the
that's my
information
question.
tangle on board.
So they're not going to
American 210, Boston
specify
approach, good evening, the Boston
one or the
Altimeter
other. You just land on the one
3004,
that's not
expect the
marked.
ILS 494 right.
Correct.
Okay, so
Expect the ILS 4 right approach, American 210.
I need to get down to runway 35, and I need to hold short is what the instructions were. Alright, so far, looking okay, looking normal. I've gotten takeoffs with the rudder okay, but it's those landings. They are not fine. Alright, so as I'm taxiing down, I'm trying to think of when I do take off. I forgot what I was looking for. It was 240 is the radial that I'm looking. I'm at 35 right now. 24. I don't think I have my autopilot set, so I'm gonna have to set that manually. Ooh, there goes the threshold, or I don't know what that's called. Ooh, okay. Sweet braking, right? Boston approach, Pilot Club 444, holding short, runway 35.
Pilot Club 444, the wind 0404, left crosswind, departure approved, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
Left cross, wind, departure approved, clear takeoff, runway 35, Pilot Club 444. I wrote down left and 35, and I'm supposed to be...
Boston departure, Delta 1908, passing through 3.
Oh no, did my plane, oh, my game just CTD'd.
Oh.
What you get for calling it a game?
That hasn't happened in a while.
You're just gonna, I was gonna say, you're just gonna have Serge join and go. It's because you called it a game and then just immediately disconnect.
Just disconnect. Oh man, alright, well, I haven't had it disconnect in a while, that's so, or
I look
CTD.
back in at Montauk, Kirkland Airport.
Alright, so we are losing time.
Get yourself in the 310, you won't have that problem.
Oh, it's my plane that caused the game to crash?
Well, that is a good plane, but it's because you have the Kodiak still downloaded. That's the problem.
Oh, okay, got it. It's on my hardware.
Yep.
You know, I like the Kodiak, but I just don't know why, but the engine sometimes dies on me while
Full
flying
power
it.
too long.
Maybe? I don't know.
So I think I'm going to.
Wait, what did you say?
It's gonna take forever, man.
Oh, if you
so
you know, you got full prop forward and all that, you're gonna cook up the engine.
I'm going to change it to work.
Should I be running at 2,000 instead of 2,200?
Roger.
Auto.
Well, even then I've done that and it still like breaks.
You also don't want the torque pushing the red.
Yeah,
So
no
normal
firewall on
mode.
Takeoff.
All right, so let's go ahead and change
I
up our plans a
swear
little
to
bit, right?
gentlemen, I checked and make sure everything is in the
PVD,
green.
Rhode Island. So PVDs.
Interesting.
Okay.
Fuel? I don't know.
PV.
I'm
nope.
thinking it might be like a really
PVD.
sensitive fuel mixture.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's see here. So let's use this flyway. Can I
fuel,
use
did
that
you test
flyway?
it?
No, we can just go direct
They
to
put
here.
av
We'll
gas
probably
instead of the
yeah. So
grade
no
A
wounds,
jet
no
fuel.
V16.
You know what, thinking about it? I've been getting weird looks every time I take it down to a Tom Thumb.
Alright, so we're going to use this VOR here because it's kind of directly right out of here. So this is Norwich.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, boys. These stretches of water looked a lot smaller on the map.
Man, they always do.
I started at the Martha's Vineyard, tracking to the VOR right by Block Island, and
Why
then
is that
over
different?
to the VOR right by the East Hamptons Airport. And yeah,
Okay.
this is Gap from
All right, so we're gonna do
Stretch
that.
Ocean from.
Especially when you're used to, 208 or 310.
Now, what I'm gonna do to make it a little
that's
easier
actually,
is I'm
that's
going
actually an
to
excellent point.
Then you drop down
do
to
the flight plan in
150
here, so I
going
can just
80
quickly
knots.
copy and paste it.
That is an excellent
KBD.
point. Maybe I'm just used to crossing them faster and higher.
Departure, and then we're going to 23 November, which is this one. Nope, not an
How's
alternative
Sag
destination.
Harbor looking, James?
Destination.
Looking nice. You
Let's
should,
take a look
should
at
have
that.
joined me.
I got in like the perfect cruise where I didn't even have to touch anything for a bit, so I was just enjoying it.
Yeah, 152 is a pleasure.
Well, this is the sectional, or what I'm looking for is a sectional. All right, so we want this one, which is
Yeah, stay away.
ORW.
Yeah.
We
Well,
want this one, which is
You don't have
CCC.
autopilot to be able to doze off, so.
There we go. Okay, cool. So now we can just copy the
Using
flight
JP
plan.
Logistics.
Did I reboot? Why aren't you there?
Don't believe so.
Notepad.
That one's even a little better. Free.
Is it?
Yeah, it's free mod.
Let's check it out. How's the, I was gonna ask you guys, how's the 182 from
All right.
Coronado?
I like it. You just gotta
Okay,
really
so
make sure you play with the sensitivity of the aileron and all that.
Okay.
Let me see. Can you
I don't know,
guys
right
hear them?
when you download it and fly it, it's just so sensitive.
You can hear them.
The only Coronado I have is the Mooney, and I've flown it a couple times, and I just can't. It's not a fun plane to fly.
Oh, I always do
I was
that.
nervous about
I
the
keep
182.
trying to.
Nah, I mean, I don't really touch it. Again, for me, it's just the 310.
Yeah.
414, and right now I'm in the Husky.
Alright, did my screenshot work? Yes. Okay. Cool. So now let's start somewhere else.
I love the Coronado
Already
planes. I think they look great, but some,
already
I don't
forgot.
Yeah.
kind of just fly the same.
Yeah, I really like the PC-12, but yeah, just that fact right there that they all kind of fly.
Gonna fly like a faster Mooney.
Yeah.
Well, I had real good luck with the Just Flight company.
Yeah, they're really good.
Their attention to detail is incredible.
Yep, agree.
Alright, so still Tango Papa Charlie. We've got the custom
Well, it's
livery.
beginning to look like a parking lot around here now.
A
Now,
lot of people down there.
Yeah,
Have it
there's
set.
probably a dozen planes or so.
okay, so while we're doing that, we can log back into VATSIM. You can find it. Nope, can't find it because it's not there. It closes every time the sim closes.
Cliff?
Alright, so
38
let's-
miles southeast of Austin, Texas,
see
little
if it'll
bird called
connect.
Smithville,
It's got
where
to
I
wait
learned to fly.
for Sim Connect. or
84
something.
Romeo and 1,436.8 miles. And I was 2 minutes off. I'm so pleased with myself.
Nice job, man.
Quite a trek.
Did you take
That is a trek.
winds aloft into consideration?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Sure did.
I gotta talk to you about how do you do those calculations, because that stuff scares me.
I have the old school kneeboard calculator, the slide rule that I use.
Oh, is that the E6B?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Yeah, that thing is intimidating, man.
That's what I learned to use in 1974 in a Grumman AA-1A Yankee.
Alright. So I
what
tried
was
to
it like
paste it
being
in.
a pilot during the transition to fly-by-wire systems.
Confusing.
Understandable.
Roger that.
12:20.
I had good old King Bendix dual nav comms in that Grumman. And I was doing good to have glide slope.
Alright, so about 45 minutes. We're going to be taking off at 0600, we'll say 25. Alright, and now I'm going to have to explain to this guy that my sim crashed. And that I'm at a totally different
It was 16
spot.
bucks an hour, wet, with the instructor.
Alright, so let's do this again.
I bet that was an outrageous amount.
So we're going to choose our thing. Putting that back. This one goes up a little bit. We have... There we go. We're going to turn on the battery. And what I didn't do last time was put on the fuel pump. Okay.
Where are you off to now, James?
Heading around this.
We turn on that
Delta
beacon.
airspace, so I can start to send earlier, and then down along the barrier.
Introduce fuel. We can turn off the fuel pump. And then we're going to make sure that this doesn't get too high. Alright, seems to be okay. So let's switch this out. Do we? No, we don't need to switch it out. We're not going to switch it out. We're going to leave it. Now, what that means is that the no GPS is there. So let's go ahead and grab the profile for the rudder pedals and put it on the no GPS. I mean, we're going to be using the sectional chart anyway. I just got scared. We don't need no stinking GPS.
It's 261. Okay.
What in the... Oh my gosh. There we go.
Oh, that's because I went wing.
And paste and...
Anybody seen that helicopter
cool.
yet?
Okay, so...
No.
I think we're good.
In general,
Let's
don't
see.
see too many of those on VASM.
We're good.
Oh, like in the past, yeah, I've seen them.
Let's turn on our radio.
One supposedly flying around here tonight.
We're gonna
When are we
turn this
getting our hot air
on.
balloon?
This
Now that would be cool.
turn the volume up.
I think for next year they should do an April Fool's thing where it's a study level aircraft, but it's just a really highly detailed hot air balloon.
All right, so
You literally
everything
have to know like the
looks
specific gas mixtures.
fine.
Dude,
Let's
the
turn
whole
on the
entire thing goes
alternator.
up in flames.
Pitot heat. I believe that's a light.
Instead of like an electric tablet, it's just an 800-page manual.
Okay. So now let's call
And you have to know the
Boston.
words under it,
Let's call Boston approach again. 133.
Hey, everybody.
133.
How you doing?
All right, Chris, how are you?
You know, living the dream.
Paul, James.
Hey, Cody.
Why, hello there.
Hey, Marky.
How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's not.
Oh no.
Just had a birthday party for a 6-year-old.
Time consuming.
You poor guy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go shoot myself now. Take a Xanax and a jack and go to bed.
Yep, that sounds about
You're
right.
the life of the party, aren't you?
You have no idea how much life I don't have left in me.
What am I testing? I don't know what that's
It's
testing.
starting to sound like my break room more and more.
I think I missed something.
Just take a six pack of beer, 12 aspirin, and go to
Now, 133, so the
Oh,
comm...
yeah. I did that one time. Hey, it was a long day with the kids. I walked up to the wife with the fucking bottle of aspirin. I was like, how many of these will kill you? And she told me, I was like, well, I'm going to take half of that. And I'm going to bed.
Why is the comm not on? Boston approach, Piper, Pilot Club 444, radio contact, or testing radio.
Well, the stars are really pretty in this sim.
Oh man, the scenery is just out of this world.
I could swear I'm looking at a globular galaxy. Wow. Might check that out.
So that doesn't seem to be working, so
I mean, you have
let's
to get
close
on a
it.
different simulator to do that.
I just don't know how much astronomy work went into Flight Simulator. But I think I'm going to ask in the forum.
Yeah, it's funny when I've been watching some of the dev shows that they do, Asobo, and the amount of weather questions or tweaks that they get, clouds and weather systems, and I'm like, these guys, I don't know if they bit off more than they could chew. They created a flight simulator, but it seems like they had to spend a whole bunch of time on the weather system and not just the plane models. All right, so one.
Well, in a flight simulator, aren't planes just like half the battle?
Boston approach. Yeah, I think so. I think the rest of it is like just is physics.
Like it's all fine and dandy if you have a really highly simulated flight model, but what if it matters? You don't have like accurate wind or like like pressure and all that.
Copy that.
I don't think they really realized how big of a monster they were trying to feed when they built this thing.
Right, yeah. So, I'm on the right frequency.
Scary thing is their audience probably knows what they're actually talking about.
I need to check another one. So let's check out Boston's.
Foxtrot 92936 with you passing 3.6.
Block Island.
I can hear it now. That is so weird. All right.
Time retain 14,000 296.
So I need to know where I am. PVD has ATIS. Ooh, I need to listen to ATIS. Is that where I am? I'm at PVD, right? I seem to be all over the place. Sorry, guys. So sorry. Yes, PVD does have ATIS. So I need to tag. Alright, so let us... I'm going to keep the old stuff that I had just in case it's relevant. But let's take a look at ATIS and see what's going on so I can sound like I know what I'm doing. 200... 122...
3-4 approach in use. Surface radar in use. Transponder use is required on all taxiways and runways. Notices to air mission. Read back all runway assignments.
Did anybody do a
Advise on
virtual
initial
Oshkosh
contact.
fly-in
You'll
this
have
year?
information November.
Yes, we do.
A couple.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of it, but I understand.
Providence Airport has information November.
Oh wow. Wish I checked
23510.
into that.
1050 at 12. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 5,000. Few clouds at 12,000. Ceiling 14,000 broken. 18,000 broken. 25,000 overcast. Temperature 21. 2.16. Altimeter 3002. ILS runway 34 approach in use. Surface radar in use.
Sorry.
Transponder use is required on all taxiways and runways.
Alright, I think I got enough.
Notices to air mission.
I can get the flight.
Read
So-
back all runway assignments.
Boston Center. So approach is not on anymore. So let's go to Boston
Dude,
Center.
that's half the battle. And like
Oh my
every new
goodness, I
add-on
spent
is figuring out how
half
to
the
get a flight
time.
planner.
I should just go on Unicom, right?
Well, I got views set up. I got my SpadNet set up enough to where I'm
Okay,
happy. I
so-
don't mind
Boston November
controlling
558
things
as well.
with my
Airborne
mouse
on
so
vehicle
much.
full
It's just when I have to do everything, move my camera around.
558 Echo
it's
Bravo
just not
Boston
there.
Center, ident.
Then
Alright,
it's
let me turn these guys down a little bit.
8 Echo Bravo. Discord. 558 Echo Bravo radar contact 2 miles south of the Orange Municipal Airport. Climb and maintain 6,000. Be Bradley altimeter 3001.
3001 to back it up. Altimeter, climb maintain 6,000 and surface radar.
I'm gonna change
8 Echo Bravo,
I
yep,
think,
on course is approved.
4,000.
American 5588, climb and maintain 16,000.
Let me say 16,000.
So center's busier.
Cactus 614, Bradley, 12 o'clock in 15 miles of Aspen sight.
Cactus 714, we have sight on the airport.
Cactus 714, clear visual approach, runway 6.
Cactus 714, clear visual approach, runway 6.
Boston Center, Piper, Pilot Club 444 at the ground at Providence with November, requesting VFR clearance. Man, it sounds like a mouthful that I just said. Let's see if he picks up on any of it. Did approach come back online? Approach just got back online.
Pilot Club 444, Boston Center. Maintain VFR at or below 2,000, squawk 4735.
Squawk 4735, maintain VFR at or below 2,000, Pilot Club 444. Read back correct.
Pilot Club 444, read back correct, advise, ready to taxi runway 5.
Copy that. So we're using runway 5. Run.
Cactus 714, contact Bradley Tower 120.3, good day.
Okay, so
120.3, good day.
47.
Solaris 3767, leave my airspace, New York Center offline, radar service terminated for exchange approved, after day.
No, we're to
So
unit
he's got radio
Solaris
contact, 2,000.
Delta 754, wind 050 at 12, runway
Okay,
5,
so
clear
those
to land.
buttons work.
Clear to land 05, Delta 754.
This is Boston Center. Boston Center, Pilot Club 444, ready to taxi. Runway 05.
Pilot Club 444, runway 5, taxi via Alpha, Mike, cross runway 16.
Runway 05 via Alpha, Mike, cross runway 16. Pilot Club 444.
Netted 2936, Boston Center, you up?
Alright, so I don't have a map, right? Where's Alpha? Where's all the other stuff, right? So let's take a look at a map. It's a map, it's the map, it's the map. KPVD, I believe.
Icarus 9, Boston Center, good.
Okay.
Echo
Okay,
Charlie, Romeo
so
Charlie Delta, Boston
Alpha
Center, climb maintain level 220.
Mike. So am I over here? I think I'm over here. Alpha Mike, I'm going to cross runway 16.
American 2107, center
I'm
maintain
getting
level
all the way to
280.
05. Okay, cool. So on my left hand side, I think I'm on my left. So there should be some buildings behind me. So I wanted to say this is that left that I'm thinking of. So there's the buildings. Okay, cool.
Net 2936, Boston Center, climb maintain 16,000.
Climb maintain 16,000, we're at a 2936.
These guys back.
Alright, 842 Alpha Whiskey, the Bradley altimeter 3001.
Alright, Bradley
So-
altimeter is 3001. Thank you for 2 Alpha Whiskey.
American
Put this on our
2107,
lights.
contact Montreal Center 128.77.
Okay.
Stockholm 720, descend via the J-Fund 2, arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3004.
04 descend via the J-Fund 2 and 4 right at Stockholm 720.
JetBlue 917, leave my airspace, New York approach offline, change to advisory is approved.
Alright,
Change
so
advisory at
Alpha,
JetBlue 917, good night.
and we're going to make a
Call Club
right.
217, New York approach offline, change to advisory is approved.
Change to advisory, Pilot Club 217.
This is Mike
What center is
or Charlie?
Hampton Airport, requesting VFR,
Man.
flight following 24.
Icarus 9, Boston Center, squawk 4754.
So 25 and so I'm on the right. So this airport doesn't match the map. So 05 is still all the way down there. So it's still all the way down there. I'm gonna cross runway 16 at one point.
Boston Center.
The guy I cut off, you in here?
With you, just departing Bradley on the Bradley 6 departure.
No,
That's
the other guy.
5458, Boston
That's
Center,
These guys are just
contact,
going so
maintain
slow,
10,000.
man. It's just like, enter the pattern already. I just went in.
5458.
558 Echo Bravo,
What
enter
a
climbing
rebel.
to your assigned altitude of 6,000, the Bradley altimeter 3001,
These guys
you
want
want
to keep
8,000.
like 10 miles spacing between one another.
Does the FAA have rules on cutting people off?
Oh, I didn't cut anybody off. I just didn't really follow the flow that well.
American 1278, Boston Center,
So he didn't tell me to hold short runway
Officer,
16.
I didn't know
so
that was a lane.
558 Echo Bravo, Boston Center.
I'm assuming that I have
And
clearance.
said, I
so
didn't
we'll
cut
see.
anyone off.
We'll-
I just didn't
we'll-
follow
we'll-
the flow.
Icarus
see
9, you
if
radar contact 10 miles
Some people follow the
west
flow.
of the
We'll see
Montana
if he
Airport,
yells at
altitude
me.
indicates 2,500, the Providence altimeter 3002.
Oh yeah, there's the Montauk radar station down there.
It's like when everybody's a 2-lane road and there's traffic, everybody's in the one lane, and you just go into the left lane and you just pass them all and you go
American
down there.
1278,
People
descend
mad, but
via
it's
the
okay.
Roebuck 3 arrival,
Just pay
runway
attention.
4 right, the Boston altimeter 3004.
Beardo, what's up? I can't join your fight today, but
American
I can
1278,
watch.
descend via the Roebuck 3
I'm
arrival,
currently doing
runway 4
schoolwork,
right, the
so
Boston altimeter
sorry.
3004.
I'm not talkative today.
Learned
Beardo.
to drive once today, I
Oh man, so many people talking. Hold on.
.com, perfect Delta 1908, leaving
guys
airspace to the South New York Center offline, radar service terminated for exchange approved.
Beardo, I
Over to you, Cal. Have a good one.
value, do I? I value school. So
Delta 754, clear 5 at November.
it makes total sense that you're unable to fly tonight. But I appreciate you watching, man. I appreciate that. My wingman is
Delta
always there for me.
754, taxi via November Tango, cross runway 16.
So, right
November
now,
Tango, cross 16, good night, thanks for your help, Delta 754.
I feel like I'm...
406 Charlie Romeo, Boston Center, enter a right base for runway 36.
So I'm moving all
11
over the
altimeter
place because I've got
3008.
pedals, and it's taking some adjustment to get used to them. I explained earlier that my landings
Delta
are
5458, climb maintain
terrible,
16,000.
and eventually I'll get better.
November 558, Echo Bravo, Boston Center.
All right, so I got clearance from Boston Center, so now I'm just lining up. I lined up before, but then my game crashed. So you didn't miss anything special.
American 412, Boston Center, hello, climb maintain level 210. Spirit Wings 427, leave my airspace to the South New York Center offline,
I don't
radar
believe
service
I'm at
terminated
the
for
end of the
exchange approved.
runway.
Over to Unicom for Spirit Wings 427. We'll see you.
Man, this runway is
American
long.
5588, cross Basie at maintain 8,000, LaGuardia altimeter 2998.
Nice. So the fact that I still have both numbers means that I'm not at the end of the runway. So, let's try this again.
November 558, Echo, go ahead.
Or 558 Echo Bravo, you're now 2,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Would you like 8,000 or 6,000?
Negative, I'm sorry about that. I realized my mistake. I'm back to saying this down to 6,000.
Or 558 Echo Bravo, just want to maintain 6,000.
Bravo, just kind of maintain 6,000, 558 Echo Bravo.
Alright, I think we're getting there. This looks like the end. There we go. One number.
Southwest 2994 Boston Center, radar contact, climb maintain 10,000, proceed direct to Veers.
Direct veers up to 10,000.
Okay, so there's a couple
Charlie
things
Golf Lima Whiskey
that I'm
X-ray,
going to
leave
have
my
to manage
airspace, New York
here.
approach, offline, change advisory is approved.
Altitude is going to be 2,000. I'm only writing one page essay in
Wisconsin
one night, so
21,
it should
the
be
Cape
fine.
altimeter 2996,
I
expect
gotcha.
the Tucker Nuts visual, runway 6 approach.
Oh, those one page essays. All right, so did I do any? I didn't do anything with
American
VOS.
5588, leave my airspace, New York approach, offline, change advisory is approved every night.
Let's do the sky vector. Okay,
Just looked over at that.
so the OWR VOR is 111. 111. No, 1110. 0. Let's tune that in. And we're looking for the 82, which is the center. Let's go with the 82.
Delta 5458.
Alright, so nav 1, that is there. It's already picking it up, so that's good. 27 nautical miles. What radial did we want? We wanted radial 82.
Mach 81, Boston Center on course departure is approved. Wind 040 at 11 runway
Let's
6.
turn this to
takeoff.
82. Alright, so here's 80. 1, 2, 82.
I'm telling you, just send it. Just go for it.
Southwest 2994, climb maintain level 340. That'll be your final.
Alright, so now let's get clearance from Boston Center, Pilot Club 444, holding short, runway 16. No, 05, sorry.
Pilot Club 444 on departure, fly heading 360, wind 050 at 12, runway 5, clear for takeoff.
Fly heading 360, cleared for takeoff, runway 05, Pilot Club 444.
406 Charlie Romeo, wind calm, runway 36, clear to land.
Okay, ow. My butt's hurting a little bit. Okay.
.com 720, contact Boston.
So let's put up
133.0,
one
have a good
flap.
Street
And I think that's it. We got all our lights on.
Wisconsin 21, descend and maintain 5,000, proceed direct Nantucket.
Okay, down to 5,000, direct Nantucket, Wisconsin.
Let's change this mode here. Alright. Get out. Let's get on the runway. Fly heading 360, so...
Walker 2267, Boston Center, climb and maintain
that's
level
different.
380.
Boston Delta 1
360 is the same as 0. Come on, buddy, get over there. Alright, there we go.
Delta 1, Boston Center, squawk 4704.
Right along the shoreline at 600. Look out the window at the hand.
Alright, no one's there. And let's brake. Come on, brake. Okay, parking brake is on.
Delta 1, your radar contact, climb maintain level 330.
Let's get this bad boy going without breaking it. Oop, almost broke it.
Delta 1, climb maintain level 310.
We're gonna start the timer and let's do this.
Echo Charlie Romeo, Charlie Delta, cross Calverton at and maintain 12.
It sounds like it's loud. I'm gonna have to turn this down a little bit. Let's wait until I get in the air.
Once I reach my max
Okay.
Oxy 1, squawk 4717. American 1278, contact Boston approach 133.0. Good day.
Alright. Smooth. Except that audio seems loud. He wants me to fly 360.
Oxy 1, your radar contact 2 miles west of Nantucket, altitude indicates 1,400.
So 360, is that where I want it to be? I don't think that's where I want it to go.
American 412, go ahead. American 412, nope, you can keep
Excited about point 82.
So I'm gonna put my heading indicator on. That one, and then this one over here.
Super Conquer 3, Boston Center, squawk 4702.
I just need to maintain my altitude.
444, radar contact altitude.
1,000 climbing to 2,000, Pilot Club 444.
Pilot Club 444, climb, maintain, VFR altitude at your discretion, resume on navigation.
You gotta get pictures for us.
Climb and maintain VFR altitude at my discretion, Pilot Club 444.
Super Conquer 3, your radar contact. Delta 48905,
Okay,
wind
cool.
040
So,
11 on departure, fly runway heading.
My
runway 6, clear for takeoff.
altitude, so what's the word here? Right now I'm trying to figure out how to add stuff at the end of my story
Delta
to make
5458,
it a
cross
page.
AC at and maintain 8,000, look for the altimeter.
Oh man, hey, what's up, Dale guy? How do you like the new rudder pedals? I love them. It does give a new realism to the flight, but it's taking an adjustment. I am kind of all over the place. You can just see me weaving, but on landings,
Weather 6 Charlie Romeo, welcome to Lebanon.
I've become pretty terrible with landings. You can just see me veering off the runway all the time.
Roger, taxi, Bravo to the ramp after
First 4 days of high school has been stressful. Oh no. Sorry, Beardo. Sorry I'm not there.
Wisconsin 21, report the Tuckernuck Island is set.
Okay, report the Tuckernuck Island is set.
Only 10 of us from the club?
Alright, okay, so where am I going here? So I am flying
Delta
away.
5458, leave my airspace near approach to LaGuardia, offline, change advisory is approved.
That's 28. I want to see if I'm flying away or to. Well, you know what? If I did proper flight planning, right?
412 descend by the robust 3 arrival, runway 4
263
right,
is where I should be going, but I'm going the opposite direction, so I need to turn around.
Hesitate not to say
And
that.
you said VFR, so I have the ability
369-140.
to do what I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to turn around,
That is 369 Boston Center, hello, climb, maintain 16,000.
fly 263 like I'm supposed to.
Number 842 Alpha Whiskey, leave my airspace to the south, New York, approach, offline, change advisory is approved.
Off to Unicom for 2 Alpha Whiskey. Always a pleasure to see you.
United 2936, cross crank at and maintain
260.
7,000, the Newark altimeter 29er.
Oop, let's try and get to 4,000. Let's stay at 4,000. I don't want to.
Boston Center, reception the Federal Airport Whiskey, the conference ramp in November, request taxi, out of country.
Delta 4905, radar contact,
Alright, so let's move our heading so that I can pay attention to other stuff.
4905, climb, maintain 10,000, proceed direction Martha's Vineyard.
Let's do that. Let's turn back on autopilot.
Paper contact 3, leave my airspace, New York Center, offline, change advisory is approved.
Unicom,
Okay, so
Aircraft on the ground at Providence, the call
we're good for right now. We're at 4,000, which is our intended altitude.
Echo Charlie Romeo, Charlie Delta.
That's the storm back there.
Cross Calverton,
That's
Charlie
coming
Charlie
in,
at
so
12,000.
VFR, remembering that to our left-hand side is going to be the bays and the ocean, and we're flying towards a VOR. Now, I originally...
visual runway 6 approach.
So it's 24 nautical miles, 9 minutes.
Wisconsin 2-1 traffic, 12 o'clock.
Now, I originally wanted to fly this.
Diamond at 2,000.
0... That was like 82. That was 82. Now, how am I going to be flying that?
Number 6228 November Boston Center, standby, break number 0422 Whiskey. You said you want to touch and go
Where
there from?
is the airport that we just left?
Or 0422 Whiskey, runway 5, taxi by Alpha,
Alright,
Mike, cross
so
runway 16.
I'm thinking that if I fly to the left, so we're going to take off autopilot.
Alpha Mike, cross forming 16. That's November 012.
Yeah, 2936, contact New York approach 128.55 today.
What I'm hoping to see is that this will start to come to the middle. That'll let me know that I'm getting closer to that radio.
Icarus 9, stay indicator speed.
The radio we're looking for is 82 of that VOR.
Icarus 9, stay indicator speed.
Indicator airspeed by autopilot 1 second around. We are currently over there.
So let's try and make sure we're under 4,000.
Icarus 9, thanks. Wisconsin 21, wind 040 at 11, runway 6, clear to land.
Delta 1 requesting taxi.
Sometimes I don't know if I understand VORs or not.
Delta 1 taken.
We go cut the corner direct taxi, agreeable Delta 1.
So it looks
Yeah,
like,
Delta 1
yeah,
proceed
okay,
direct
so
taxi.
it looks like it's getting back into the middle. Let's start turning this way.
Icarus 9, contact Boston approach 133.0 today.
Next thing, Boston departure, Icarus 9, 1 state.
Or 558 Echo Bravo, leave my airspace, New York approach offline, change advisory is approved after this.
Alright, good deal. So we are doing it. We're doing
Delta
it.
2994, leave my airspace New York Center offline, change your badge, raise the crew.
Okay, so what can I use as visual references? Nothing right now.
Something every landing.
Okay, so we're flying on radio
Johnson 21, wind 040 at 11,
082
runway 6, clear to land.
for the VOR, the intended VOR.
Good afternoon, Boston Center, Delta 805, checking on, leaving 12.
That's an interesting looking
Delta 805, Boston Center, good evening, climb maintain 16,000.
And we'll continue to climb to 16,000 for Delta 805.
Alright, so there's a highway underneath us, so we can
Marker
use that as
2267,
reference.
proceed direct to deep bid.
I think we want to probably be on the right-hand side of that highway.
Yeah.
Marker 2267, proceed direct to deep bid.
So that's the funny part, is trying to, once you find the radio, it's
Number
trying
8676, uniform Boston Center, hold short, runway 6, landing traffic.
it's trying to fly on the radio.
Number 6228, November.
So good thing we're doing
go ahead.
VFR, not IFR right now, because we're definitely all just zigzagging all over the place.
Number 6228, November, squawk 47 at 07.
Alright, so really, you know what I need to do? Let's stop doing that. Let's go ahead and find the center of this.
Number 6228, November, runway 5, taxi via
Okay, so
Juliet, Bravo, Charlie,
265,
cross runway 33.
which is exactly what we were trying to do in the first place, right? Let's get back on autopilot. And let's fly the pattern. Okay, good. So 17 miles away.
Echo Charlie, Romeo Charlie, Delta, leave my airspace near approach, offline, change your battery.
Let's see where we are in the grand scheme of things. Here we are. Okay, so we've...
Echo Charlie, Romeo Charlie, Delta, affirmative, change to unison.
So we're still talking to Boston Center. Okay.
And Moxie 1, what is your destination?
Tuesday, November 1.
Moxie 1, Roger.
Alright, 10 minutes. Okay,
American
so
412, contact
let's-
Boston, approach
let's see
133.0
here.
minutes.
We're above 3,000, so let's go ahead and start working on that mixture. Alright, I can hear the engine going down. Let's give it some more fuel. So, I mean, this right here
Frontier
seems
Flight
good, right?
108, Boston Center, climb
Let's
maintain
put,
16,000.
let's put this down a little bit to about 2,200 RPMs. And then let's put the manifold pressure down to like 28.
Yeah, the high school is crazy to see. I'm more picked it out by football.
Alright, and now we have it trimmed or configured for a decent ride where we're saving fuel. We're burning less than 10 gallons per hour, so that's pretty dope. Now the ground speed, we're doing 150 knots. Wow. And I don't know how to get this calculated. This is indicated airspeed.
Remember 867, uniform, runway 6, lines and late.
Do I? Is this supposed to show me? I guess it's
Johnson
supposed to show
21,
me.
welcome to Nantucket, taxi
So
straight
based
ahead
on
to
the
ramp up
based on the temperature, right? So the temperature is
Remember 8676 uniform on
that's
course departures
10,
approved, wind 040 at 11, runway 6,
15. Is that 10? No, I said 15. Guessing that's 10.
76 uniform taken.
10. 5.
On course departure.
So let's go with 14. Let's go with 14. Because I don't know. Actually, what I want to do is match it up with this one. So this is 148. So I'm going to match it up. Okay, so here is 145, 146. So based off of that, over here, so I was always wondering, like, where am I supposed to figure out where that is. How many lines at the bottom of college rule paper can be emptied to call it a full page
Number
essay?
0422 Whiskey on departure.
I want to say 1.
Make left closed traffic, report midfield, downwind, wind 050 at 12, runway.
Don't take my word for it.
538,
It's
aircraft
been a long time since I've had to write a paper. So we're at 144. Does this match? Yeah, it looks like it matches. Okay, so
86716 uniform radar
based on that
contact,
temperature, here's ground speed.
passing
Cool.
800.
Indicated is 120, 150. Nope.
Delta 2401, leave my airspace, Cleveland Center offline, change advisory is approved.
Not right. There's a little bit of turbulence going on here. I'm dropping altitude. Okay, I did not realize that my altitude hold was not on. Dang, was hoping like 10. Did you Google search it? It is surprising how many answers are on the internet. Okay, so 6 miles away from there, and I'm trying to... I'm so below. So let's go ahead and climb.
Good day, Boston Center. Status of Charlie Mike climbing 4,000, heading 09.
Man, I dropped from 4,000 to...
That's
I dropped
Charlie
almost
Mike Boston Center radar
1,900
contact, climb maintain 9,000.
Climb maintain 9,000, status of Charlie Mike.
Delta Foxtrot Charlie Mike proceed direct to Putnam.
Direct Putnam, status of Charlie Mike.
Delta 2401, leave my airspace, Cleveland Center offline, change advisory is approved.
So while that's happening, once I get there, I'm going to be 238. Or I can leave on radial. No, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm looking for the next one.
Center Delta 805.
Which is CCC.
Delta 805.
117.
That's down to step away for about 2 minutes.
Delta 805, that's approved.
Alright, so 3,000. Let's use nav 2. Turn on voice.
Remember 8676 uniform, be aircraft to that your discretion.
And it's 117.2, so 117. Okay.
Boston Center, November 558, Echo Bravo, time for the sound, system sound
So that'll get down to, on this one. Alright, where am I? 3,600.
558 Echo Bravo, you are outside my airspace and you're preferred to offline, change advisory is approved.
Sergeant, change to advisory. Thank you, have a good day.
Center, Delta 320.
Delta 320
hang
Boston
out
Center,
right
hello, climb and
here.
maintain level 200.
At 3,750. So where are we going? So we are, well, I mean, I believe I'm late to the party because I'm over here and I still need to make it down here. But basically we're flying into this non-towered airstrip called Bayport. It has a very interesting traffic pattern.
Charlie Mike,
It has runway 18 and 36.
001 inches, right?
And if you're...
Delta Foxtrot Charlie Mike affirmative, the Bradley altimeter 3001.
If you're coming in on 36, there's a high school right over here and there's a railroad track, which I've verified that you can actually see. And this doesn't... Normally you would come in on the down leg for
Over
a particular...
354 for Golf, I am not covering islip and you're preferred for that sector is offline, so change
I was wondering if you were talking to me. And you can... So you're going to come in on base. As soon as you see the railroad tracks, you basically line up with the railroad tracks. You're on base for 36, and then you make a left, you're on final for runway 36. And that's basically how you come in. Because of the airspace, we need to be below 700 feet.
Number 6228 November on course departure.
If we are
is
coming in
approved,
on the
wind
opposite
070
end,
at
on
10,
runway 18,
16.
we're going to follow the river. When we get to, I guess when we get perpendicular, aligned with the runway, we're flying on base, but it's a right traffic pattern. We're not supposed to pass Sunrise Highway.
0422 Whiskey,
turn
runway
on base,
5,
turn on final, and then come in. So once we get around here, the traffic pattern is about 600 feet. So that's what's interesting about this route, is the destination.
Delta 805.
I went ahead and tried, originally I tried to start over here, now I started over here, and I passed it already.
Delta 4905, unable. Turn right heading 360, vectors for sequencing into Lagoria.
So, did it not take? Interesting. Okay, so we're going to
Actually, Delta 4905, let's make it a left turn heading 290. I'll try to get you number 1.
No, it's on. It's already
Here's 240. Sure. Now, why didn't this VOR pick up? 117.2.
It's just, just really short takeoff.
EME is connected to this. This one. Are we too far?
172 Tango Hotel, Boston Center, say location.
We are
It's possible. It's possible that we're too far. Okay.
172 Tango Hotel. Okay, if you're going to Kennedy to 23 November,
All right,
you're
so
going to
we have the bay coming up, and then we have that island over there. So we've got this bay, and I'm guessing that's the island.
Walker 2267, leave my airspace, New York Center offline, change advisory approved. United 369, cross crank at and maintain 7,000, the Newark altimeter 2999.
Crank at 7,000, 2999.
So that's 52 nautical miles. It's
Moxie 1B, Providence altimeter 3002.
It's keeping off the red line, but let's keep her going. I don't think we have time to save on gas. But the gas is imbalanced. That's at 20, that's just a little bit, so let's go ahead and switch
Delta
it.
805, stay indicator speed.
Delta 805, 335.
Delta 805, roger, maintain 330 knots or greater.
Zero, maintain 330 knots or greater, Delta 805.
Delta 4905, maintain 310 knots.
Okay, so here's the bay.
Delta 4905, maintain 310 knots.
Are we closer than we think?
Frontier flight 108, stay indicator speed.
Man, my booty is hurting on this chair. All right, so I think we're seeing this over here. So not really the big island, not really this big island.
Delta
But we're seeing,
4905, Boston Center.
we're seeing this small part here.
Boston Center, Phenom, 66 Mike, 1.0 prior.
Because we just hit that one.
Remember
and
8,
passed it.
94 Tango, Boston Center, climb maintain level 240. 66 Mike, Boston Center, climb maintain level 430.
Which is why I find it weird that that one isn't
Alpha
working.
444, leave my airspace near preferred offline, change advisory approved.
Change advisory approved. Thank you for your service. Pilot Club 444.
R6228 November, leave my airspace near approach offline for change approved.
Alright, so I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to CTAF. I'm gonna go to advisory. Let me see if I can. Sorry about that. Alright, let's make an adjustment here. So actually with this pedal, I think I need to get my seat higher. Okay. So again, find it weird that this isn't active. So let's go ahead and put this one on the nav 1 and see what it does. 117.2, 117.2. And it's active, so something's weird. Everything looks the same. Even switch this to DME, but I don't think that's a thing. No. I think that's related to this to this. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, whatever. So let's find the center. Alright, and that center is 240. So let's fly 240. Alright, so we don't have audio coming from VATSIM anymore, so we can put back the Discord channel. See if I don't know if anyone's still there. Let me check. Oh, there's still people there. I'm not streaming it.
Mark, you there?
Yeah, buddy, I'm here.
Hey, I just wanted to say that's what you get for calling it a game.
Are you watching my stream by any chance?
He's gone.
I think you're gonna have to go to the corner office in the Wendy's bathroom after this flight.
Who told him that my game crashed? Oh, I'm sorry. Who told him that my simulator stopped working?
Oh, it was me.
Look at that. That guy's just such a tattletale.
That's what you get for. It's probably because you bought a Kodiak. He got hit out for you.
Right. Alright, so these are the smaller parts of the island. There goes the bigger part of the island. Or the peninsula, I think. Okay, let me see if I can freeze the screen so you guys aren't jarring every time I switch. Okay. So here is where we are. So we're roughly somewhere around here. And we're going to come into here. And we're basically going to fly out to here.
1228.
And let me see here. So this is 10 miles. This is 5 miles. So I'm trying to figure out some identifiers that I could use. So once I cross this, and it's going into a negative, no, the numbers are getting bigger.
Like flying over midfield, dude.
I'll be over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically start flying out here. Or actually, just on the edge, really. 1,500. So I need to get down to.
Trying to buzz the
I
tower.
need to get down to 1,000 right now.
Must be.
Joke's on him. We don't have a tower.
Yeah, I should start working on.
Oh, that's so cool! I can see 2 planes ahead of me. I can see their the jet stream behind them.
Alright, so this indicator tells me that the VOR center is to my right. So I'm not going to adjust. I'm just going to stay on the left-hand side. That's kind of where I want to be.
Mark, you flying an Archer?
An Arrow 3 turbo.
Just flight.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Not Archer, but Arrow.
Oh, yep, yes, sir. It's one of my favorite planes.
Thought it looked familiar.
Oh my goodness, I still have my wheels on, open.
I didn't want to say anything.
Oh man, sometimes I wonder just how good of a pilot I really am.
You're great, Mark. It's so easy for you to call it a game and not a simulator.
Right. Life is like a box of chocolates, I think.
Oh, I love Forrest Gump.
That tells me this guy's not part of the event.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm trying to get a controlled descent because I kind of got out of control a little bit there. Somewhere between 500 and 1,000 is fine. Trying to get to under 8, trying to get to 1,000 feet.
That was a cluster that just happened on the runway.
And I no longer care about my fuel. So let's reset this. Stop it, reset it, start it again. I'm gonna squawk VFR because I don't have access to anything. Anybody? Alright, 2,000, almost there. Man, it looks gigantic. I would think that this is the ocean, but it's not. It's a bay. The ocean is way out there. All right, I'm gonna set this back to the game scene so you can see more of my face. Won't see all the other background stuff that I have going on. Oh right, and the bar is there. I totally forgot about the bar.
Plenty of room on the east side to park.
Oh yeah, I am slowly making my way there. Okay, so I kind of forgot about my altitude there for a minute. So 1,600, okay.
I think today I'm going to travel the farthest I ever have in a single day. I started in Orlando and I'm about to enter like North Montana.
Wow, that is that's a lot.
Yeah, it's between 2 charter flights.
Gotcha. Alright, so I'm gonna try and get more
Yeah, you gotta try these airliners, Mark.
No, sir, I do not.
It's amazing what a jet turbine engine and how far you can go with it compared to a prop.
You know, I can enjoy more of the world using my general aviation aircraft.
Yes, but I'm greedy and I want to make a lot of money on air.
Alright, so I'm getting close to the VOR. Nope, I don't know because I didn't put on DME. There we go. 14 nautical miles.
That way
so we're
I
getting
can
close.
slowly figure out my devious plan to buy out the entire airline.
I was the smartest in my class, but I don't know how to do this homework. Oh no. Which homework was it again? Do you guys have like student tutors? I know how much you love to interact with people, so I would highly recommend you find yourself one of those student tutors. So, I mean, if your parents can help you, I know that I'm one of those parents that I can't help my kids. They come to me with homework questions and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know academics. Now it's math class about radicals. Oh man. Alright, it's a bit of turbulence here. Alright, so we've got 11, is that right? Yeah, 11. Okay, so we're getting close to VOR, so we're going to veer off into the ocean and then just keep an eye on the coast. for I don't know about our destination, that mouth of the river, really. Oops. Getting a little high there. My social interaction is kept to a minimum out of my friend group.
Really should have a
Oh
concession
man.
stand.
Beardo, I want you to stretch yourself this year. Get that social interaction up. Get those
Porta
points
potties.
up.
Those two.
I thought they were grilling them, you know.
Alright, so I'm working to get my way down to 1,000, but I don't like 1,000. I'm feeling a lot of turbulence as I get closer to the ground. Oh, I hear somebody on CTAF. Alright, so I'm gonna put altitude hold on. So we're at 1,100 feet. And I think I might need to turn up CTAF because I can't hear these people. Now the question is, have you... Oh, okay. I was just checking the audio levels.
And Bayport traffic, that's the pilot plus 215 turning base, the final level 18 Bayport.
Bayport over Fulford turning and downwind. Bayport traffic.
Okay, so 6 nautical miles. Are we going up or down? We're still going down, so we're not there yet.
Bayport traffic, that's the pilot plus 215 going around.
All right, so let's verify. Oh.
Bayport traffic, 110 Echo Papa is going to be over the shoreline, 2500 to the right.
Alright, so once we get down there, we're gonna climb, we're gonna go out here, hug the coast, and really we're looking for that river entry that's right over here. Hopefully we should be able to see. Hopefully. I stretch my social interaction when I talk to the person I like. I know it's sad. It's not sad. You're fine. You're fine. Your generation does a lot of...
PDM 2397 Bravo is the shoreline for the Downwind 1A Bayport traffic.
The CTAF here is interrupting my pep talk with you. Your generation seems to do a lot of stuff online, so it's different. I mean, it's been awkward for teenagers all throughout history. So you're fine. You're fine, kid. You're fine. And have we still not gotten there yet? We're at 5.6 miles.
Bayport traffic, Fulford offshore final warning.
Okay, 5.7, so we've passed it. So let's head out to the... Let's head out. Oh, there's a lot of chatter on CTAF right now. This is not normal.
Bayport traffic, pilot club 17 is on the shoreline for downwind 1. Bayport.
Bayport traffic, PDM 2397 Bravo is midfield downwind runway 18 Bayport traffic.
Alright, so 18 is the active traffic. So we're going to follow that river up north, and then we're going to make right-hand turns.
Bayport traffic, Beechcraft, November 70 Bravo, speaking out runway 18.
Bayport traffic, 151 Echo Papa is going to be turning right downwind.
Alright, so I'm going to take this off autopilot, and we're going to try and control this bad boy.
Hey, Butcher, please get out of here. You're going to the wrong way. Traffic shoreline, Bayport.
That was all horribly blocked.
Bayport traffic, PDM 2397 Bravo, short final runway 18 Bayport. Consider the training base funnel.
Bayport traffic, November 70
So
Bravo,
we're going to have to slow things down.
Departing straight up the shoreline.
We're going to have to slow things down because we're going to have to
Sky 4 for Golf Bayport
Make sure that
traffic
we're at
joining
700
downwind behind Takeoff Papa Charlie 217. Bayport traffic TBM 2397 Bravo, vacated runway 18.
Indicated
How long do y'all normally hang around at these events?
Well, usually it's not like this. Usually, you know, we all depart an area, fly out to it. We all kind of get there about the same time. You don't really have much more after that. You're kind of slowing terminals off.
To join the shoreline.
But this was just
To
like
join
such
at
a
the
short
shoreline.
flight, and we were for us.
Bayport
But,
traffic,
I'm probably gonna get off just a second myself.
over the shoreline, 18.
Hey, you guys have to wait for me
Bayport
to
traffic
get
4
there.
for
I'm
Golf
so
turn
close.
in short approach to 18 full pro.
We watch
Short
the
final.
stream and see what you have.
Bayport traffic, we're gonna
I
cut
thought
the
you
end
just
with
departed at
skip.
Montauk or something.
Probably got 2 more hours to go.
Oh my goodness,
We gotta wait on him. Everyone, we gotta stay.
Yeah,
got
like one
13
dog on
minutes.
another.
I
13
totally.
minutes till the event's over.
Oh my goodness, I totally should have done what James did and just fly a little closer. I flew too close to the sun, guys.
Bayport
You should do
traffic,
what that one guy did.
Piper
fly from
Warrior,
Austin, Texas.
516 Delta Foxtrot, shoreline for 18.
And
Bayport.
left at 7:30.
All right, so I'm at
Bayport
600
traffic,
feet
Charlie
right
Golf Lane
now.
once again for another left 360 Bayport.
So
While we get
now,
off, you guys all
It's
have
in
a
that
great
on
day.
that
I'll
end.
talk to you soon.
you too,
Hey,
homie.
Paul, did you put
Have
the
a good
jazz music in this week?
Yeah, it's jazz.
Bayport traffic, Super
Yeah.
Cup, November 16.
Oh, it's already out, man.
Downwind,
Yeah,
18.
You need to
Bayport.
watch
I gotta
it.
go watch it.
watch it.
It was good
Let
stuff.
guys-
Bayport traffic 4 for Golf
That
13
too,
downwind
sorry, Mark,
behind
wait for it, yeah.
27 Delta.
No worries, no
Bayport
worries.
traffic,
Thanks for coming, man.
Papa's going to be taking a right
Yeah,
base
Chris.
for 18,
I'm gonna start making
and
my way up with the
we'll turn a left
up with it,
360
so.
if necessary.
All right, so the trick here is to. Dang, your stream is going to end before I finish my work.
James, good night.
Hey, Chris.
It's all good. Don't
Bayport traffic, Cessna Pilot Club 217.
don't you get
Clear
distracted
runway
by
18.
me,
Love to
mister.
join you. Have a good one.
Bayport traffic, Warrior, 516 Delta Foxtrot, calling right base, right downwind for runway 18.
All right, so there's
This is another turning
activity.
base.
I'm going to assume that these lights, these low lights over here, is where those guys are. I don't know if you can see it from. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but over here, there's some lights. So I am 500
That
feet.
was
Bayport
an
traffic, Charlie
experience.
Golf Lima escape for a shoreline runway 18.
You
Bayport.
loved it.
Bayport traffic 4 for Golf 13 base.
Sure, I did. It was a challenge for
Bayport
sure. I'm
traffic,
not
Honda
sure I
Jet 2
loved
Winnica
it.
Papa
though.
turning right
Yeah, I
base
got
18.
jazz music.
Going to be landing
I'm
behind
so excited for the
127 Delta.
Bluegrass week.
4 for Golf, we're going to be landing right behind 27 Delta.
Roger, I'll land behind you for Golf, Honda Jet 2 Winnica Papa.
Bayport Warrior, 516 Delta Foxtrot, turning base, runway 18.
So this is
Seven
Bayport.
turning final, all 18.
This has become
Yeah, 98 Papa had to
Oshkosh,
go mass
but
airport
without any control whatsoever.
How did Paul
Airplane
get
on two.
outside?
This
Pardon
is
the
what
area,
would happen if
trying
Oshkosh
to-
wasn't
trying to figure out how to get
Bayport
in there.
traffic, Honda Jet 2 Winnica Papa taking a left 360.
Turn these guys down a little bit.
Systems are going around aircraft from the field.
Yeah, it looked like
Bayport traffic 4 for Golf, short final 18.
a little fast there.
Bayport traffic, Piper Pilot Club 444, about 10 miles south of the airport, inbound runway 18.
I watched him that video on it, and he
Bayport
had,
traffic 4 for Golf, going around
J3,
airplane on the runway.
air
No,
traffic
I need
control,
noise to
like,
focus. Oh, I got you.
Chicken Delta
It's like
turning
it's like white noise.
Bayport traffic, Skyhawk 71 Cherry Tango, 10 miles to the east inbound, full stop, Bayport.
Okay, so that's not.
And I can see how pilots can get easily overwhelmed.
Can someone contact the supervisor and get forced you out of here? I don't know what he's doing. He's just fucking run away.
At the end of the runway sometimes.
Bayport traffic, Charlie Golf Lima X-ray, midfield downwind, runway 18, Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Honda Jet 2 Winnica Papa turning left, final 18, going to be landing 18.
Minutes, Mark.
I'm coming.
Bayport
Bayport
traffic,
traffic, Warrior, Piper, 516 Delta Foxtrot's going around.
Put one of the gas canisters into the engine.
I'm trying to make sure that I don't break the 700 feet MSL.
Can't say you flew the event if you went on.
Bayport traffic, Charlie Golf Lima X-ray, right base to final, runway 18, Bayport.
All right, so I think the
My second attempt
entry
was so busy looking at the other planes around me that
or the
I run
port
here, I look back
is
at my
coming
airspeed
up
indicator
for
and
the
I'm going
for the
like
river,
40 knots, so I was like, oh boy.
the river mouth. I think is coming up.
Bayport traffic, Charlie Golf Lima
So
X-ray,
yeah,
going
so
around.
that's definitely the airfield.
Poor man,
Bayport
Charlie
traffic
Golf Lima
Honda
Whiskey
Jet
X-ray.
21 Papa vacated 18, Bayport traffic.
That's the fourth time.
Bayport
we've
traffic,
been
November 69 Papa, over the shoreline for 18.
All right, so I need to slow down.
Bayport traffic, full for golf, short final 18.
And I need to stop breaking that 700. I'm breaking it right now. This is why I wanted to fly
I just saw
600.
saw a three-ship formation on downwind.
Wait till downwind before you cross the shore. Something calls downwind before you cross the shore.
Well, but then you're having the people who
And
are in the
okay,
middle
so
of
here's
this
the
who
river
decide, hey,
on
I'm
one
gonna take
side,
off.
and here's a high
Me and
school
9 of my closest
on
friends
this
are all
side.
going to take off and join the traffic pattern.
So you gotta follow the river. Oh, and now is a good time to put my
the airplane equivalent of reading the
Bayport traffic, November
gear
69
down.
Papa, midfield downwind 18.
Bayport traffic, full for golf, joining downwind
I gotta fly
behind.
to Bristol,
April.
Tennessee after this.
My God, man. He never, yeah, he's...
Except when he's
Alright, so
What are pilots for?
What? That's why, that's... Exactly. That's why
Bayport
we
traffic,
have
Pilot Club 444, entering downwind runway 18.
Bayport traffic, Charlie Golf Lima X-ray, turning 180 to rejoin the shoreline, Bayport.
So I'm gonna stop.
Bayport traffic, Bayport traffic, Seneca 8 Edinburgh, taxi runway 18.
Flight back home tomorrow.
Alright.
Bayport traffic, full for golf, turning right base 20.
I don't see him. Bayport traffic, turning right base
Virtual grandkids.
18, Pilot Club 444.
Best kind.
I'm too low.
Bayport traffic, full for golf, turning short final 20.
Yeah, none of that matters. Whatever kind of...
Bayport traffic, Charlie Golf Lima X-ray, shoreline runway 18, Bayport.
There's always the delete key.
Alright.
2 are going to be taking off behind 4 for golf.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 444, going around.
Yeah, about 5 minutes, Mark.
Oh,
Make it.
Mark.
Look,
Mark, come on.
the spacing is crazy.
Traffic,
I was right on someone's backside as they were making final.
This spacing is... This spacing is fine. I can't even switch from the same thing.
I could crash into this guy.
Dude, I almost got run over on the go around.
I'm going around.
As the song says, you can always go around.
Bayport traffic, Skyhawk 71 Charlie Tango, 5 miles to the east. Gonna fly over traffic about 2,500. Please join the pattern.
I
Bayport.
literally have it pulled up on my...
Turn left left half, we're going to be turning
on my
left
internet
off
browser
and
right
exit.
now.
Mark. Are you
Bayport
yelling at me
traffic,
too?
full for golf,
Beardo?
joining down
Go around
behind
again,
Lima
I'm not
with
finishing my
VUSA.
home. Coincidentally, I am going around, but it's not because of
Bayport traffic,
your
Seneca
home.
8 Edinburgh, runway 18, straight out departure, Bayport traffic.
I'll give you my needle
Alright, so I am
Bayport
300
traffic,
feet.
traffic, Seneca 8 Edinburgh, departure runway 18, straight out departure.
Runway 18,
Is
Bayport.
that the river?
to ask you about
I
planes.
can't tell.
Yeah, no, he's literally singing about going around.
Third time, Bayport traffic, Charlie Golf Lima X-ray, midfield right downwind, runway 18, Bayport.
I'm pretty sure this is at least his 5th time, actually. Guy who just said 3rd time, I'm pretty sure it's...
Runway's all yours.
I gotta say, this song has some real run-on sentences.
It honestly, it does kind of.
Bayport traffic, Center cut 8 Echo Bravo, clear for runway 18, departing straight out departure, last call, Bayport traffic. Good day.
Bayport traffic, for call turning right base 20.
Alright, so the trick here is I need to slow down.
Final runway 18.
Oh no, never mind. That's just a very low speed to return to final.
Jimmy, if there's any left down or left the other battery.
Take it in stride, Mark. Take it in stride.
Look here, guys.
You better get off that runway.
I'm
Oh, no,
coming
wait,
in.
That's not you landing. Wait, are you right behind the guy that's...
No. I'll be getting on Downwind soon.
We totally just had an Oshkosh style runway share happen. I just landed.
So I'm pretty low. I'm at about 300 feet.
Clear runway 18, Bayport.
Keep your eye on the ball.
All right, boss.
Power.
Bayport traffic, good day.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 444, entering Downwind, runway 18. Oh boy.
Bayport traffic, for
that was messy.
Downwind behind that last aircraft.
Go around again? No, Beardo.
Bayport traffic is runway 18 clear to land.
I gotta land this.
Clear to take off.
You guys aren't all watching me?
Bayport traffic. Do it now, brother. Taking off from runway 18. Making sure you got a plane turning base to final soon.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 444, turning base, runway 18.
Literally need
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 109er is at the shoreline, inbound to land, 18.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 444, turning on final, coming in kind of hot.
Oh my god.
Bayport traffic, Bayport
active.
What are you doing?
Bayport traffic, November 169er off the ground, clear of runway 18. Bayport traffic, extended base out of the way. Bayport traffic, 4 for golf, short final 18.
Let it go around.
You know what? It's so funny. For some reason, I got my yoke pushed in all the way forward, and it's not going down.
Dude, I thought, alright, never really flown the 150Q before. Could take it out, practice the VORs. VORs went fine. Yo, it's nice, stable airplane to fly. No, this is temperament.
Bayport traffic, this is November 169er.
Alright, Beardo, you got what you wanted.
Base on runway 18.
I'm going to fly over the high school.
Rain ahead. Pull
and
up.
I'm going to...
Does that put you over the shoreline or no?
No.
So, let me see here.
This is perfect combination of standard flights and sim.
I see traffic is on Delta and down to 50 left.
Alright, so we're going to try again.
Bayport traffic, 4 for golf, turning left downwind 18, exiting the pattern to the north of west. Bayport traffic, November 169er landing on runway 18.
I'm so glad Serge isn't here to see all this primo work.
Don't worry.
Dude, we'd all be losing points right now. Oh my god.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God. Oh my god.
Ryanair landing. Ryanair, sign me up, baby.
Man just died.
Alright.
He is
Newport,
dead.
or excuse me, Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 109er, turning base,
Yeah, no, this is
18. Pilot
interesting.
Club
I'm actually
109er,
pushing,
Bayport.
if you look at the, I've pushed in,
traffic is coming up for short final 30 left.
I've pushed in my
Oh, is
yoke
this a
forward all the way.
pilot club?
Got it. I
Thing?
believe in Mark.
No, we just happen to be here.
Yeah, we just wanted to come in.
The traffic call should be over the shoreline and downwind for Bayport. And that's it. Everything else is cluttering the frequency.
And I took traffic, 4 for golf, short final 33 left.
Traffic Delta
We just get scolded?
I don't know by who.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 3665, midfield, runway 18, Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 444, turning on final, runway 18.
Hey, Bayport.
So I'm using my trim.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 109er is clear of runway 18.
Long inbound to runway 18, descending out 4,703 south, Bayport. We are 25 miles from the field.
Delta Kilo, join space, 18.
Is this Mark in front of us?
Yes, sir, it is.
He got it!
I made it.
Hit the brakes!
I'm trying. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that was wild, man. My yoke is pushed in all the way, and I couldn't get it to down. I had to use my trim. I had to use my trim to get in there.
Bayport, traffic, Skyhawk 71 Charlie Tango, right downwind for 18 Bayport.
So this is pretty cool. So these are all... these are all... These are all real pilots here.
Pilot Club 3665 going around.
Rip.
So we're celebrating the anniversary of this group. Let's see here. Let's see if I can just get into position here.
Well, folks, it's been real. It's been fun.
Why does my parking brake keep going on?
You have a good night, Cliff.
Oh, nope. That is my controller.
Yeah.
Is malfunctioning.
Taxi down. See if I can fit in somewhere
Okay,
to
there we
take
go.
off.
I got people. Either that guy lost
Bayport traffic, November 803 Foxtrot, 2 miles south of the shoreline.
Which, you know, I'm not saying I understand, but I understand.
Okay.
Bayport traffic, November 6300.
Oh man, that was rough.
For departure runway 18
can,
Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Swagger Wing, 14 Echo Golf over the marina
Thanks,
inbound
Del
18.
Guy.
Oh, we got a Swagger Wing. That person's a Chad.
So let me see, because they're on VATSIM, so let me see if any of their names pop up in the showing their name, their nameplate.
They got a GPS and that thing?
Bayport traffic, Skyhawk November 771 Charlie Tango, clear 18 Bayport.
Those nameplates are for other people, not here. Okay. Well, definitely, yeah, so VATSIM is doing its own thing. Which is fine. I just don't fully understand it. Alright, but the cool thing, actually,
Number 2 Delta with the Piper 8673 uniform.
the traffic, ground traffic, I should have 0 ground traffic, and that will show me that
Bayport
everyone,
traffic, 14 Echo Golf
every
downwind,
airplane
midfield,
in
right
here
downwind,
is a real
runway
airplane.
18 Bayport.
Or is piloted by a human
Bayport
plane.
traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot over the shoreline, 18 Bayport.
Alright, so I'm going to turn down vPilot because it is a little loud. Turn up. Alright. So let's see if we can...
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 8924, shoreline.
So let's see if we can just kind of do a
traffic,
taxi.
14 Echo Golf, right base, 8 Bayport.
I'm using those pedals. Man. Even get some screenshots of these people.
Bayport traffic,
Nope, let me not run into anybody.
Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Jet Fox, 2 Delta, looking about 12 miles to the north on the shoreline.
Bayport traffic, Piper 8676 uniform. We are 15 miles to the east of the airfield. We're making a left traffic approach for runway 18.
That's not how it works.
So we have a lot of
Aircraft calling, be aware, Bayport is a modified right traffic.
152s or 172s, a lot of Cessnas.
Any
There goes a
movement from the
Cub.
shoreline.
Yeah, Bayport is not a standard track pattern. There is no touch and goes. Okay, understood. Right traffic pattern. We'll make the right traffic pattern. Thank you.
Bayport traffic.
At least got him on the right side of the field.
Curious, what's the wind look like down there if anybody has it?
Bayport Bayport Airport doesn't have where you can look at Long Island Airport. That's what I did. The wind at Long Island right now is currently 110.5 knots.
Okay.
Bayport traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, midfield, 18 Bayport.
just had a bonanza
So-
dragging its tail through the dirt.
That is a lot of people. I like it. It's pretty cool.
Pilot Club 8964, please state your intentions.
Pilot Club 3964, we're getting ready to depart straight out to the south, sir.
That was for Pilot Club 8964. Bayport traffic.
I only have one more page of homework. Man, you are getting there, Beardo. I believe in you. You can do it.
3665 downwind runway 18.
Dude, whoever that is, they're not in Discord.
Okay, so I think all the planes have landed who were going to land. I don't see any lights in the skies.
Bayport traffic, 33 Foxtrot, short final 18 Bayport.
Short final 18. That sounds like another person. But I don't see a plane.
Bayport traffic, jet box, 8 miles northeast, entering 8 left, down for
Bayport traffic, Piper 8676 uniform. We'll be entering the right traffic for runway 18. We're flying out over the shoreline at this point. We're going to be turning for the
Look at that, solid entry.
I came screaming in.
Bayport traffic.
But his landing looked like butter.
I don't think the guy's gonna have to mow the grass for this week.
Try for this month.
Bayport traffic, 33 Fox, clear 18.
Although they're gonna have some distinctly airplane-shaped holes and trenches around the field
That's
to
fine. That's fine. Listen, the roads around my city can have tire-shaped holes, and I don't know why plain airfields can't.
So,
airplane-shaped holes, easy as.
fellas, how do we leave? Do we just disconnect or do we depart?
I mean, I was honestly thinking. Oh, there goes Cliff. I was thinking I might hop up to thinking I might try and get up out of here, hop up and land at Long Island.
Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 3665, clear 18.
So that should be I don't know, 2-minute flight maybe.
I imagine you're gonna disconnect. You did flight.
Jet 21 could be crossing 18.
Oh, you totally can.
Bayport traffic, we're at Pilot Club 3964, November 6300 Lima.
Mark, I am hyped
departing
tomorrow,
straight out to the south.
I'm so wanting to win a hat.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Bayport over
I'm so glad you're excited about that hat.
I just need to sabotage everyone else.
My man Dean doesn't mess around when it comes to giveaways and goddamn.
Over the shoreline. Vacated. Hyper Warrior, November 516.
That guy's such a good pilot.
So I'm trying to see if this is a towered airport or not.
Just
feel I can just.
Bayport traffic.
I mean, it looks like it's big enough. That's where it is.
Uniform. We'll be turning for the downwind in about a minute.
Alright, so let's take a look at.
And I will do whatever I can.
I suppose I was supposed to be asleep 38 minutes ago. What time is it? 9:40. Yeah, man, you gotta go to bed, buddy. Okay, so this is a towered airport, so New York approach would get on my case. So I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna go east to that airport. So let's see if we can take off. Let's see if they'll let us take off. Bayport traffic, Pilot Club 444 taxiing to runway 18 for departure.
Bayport traffic, Warrior midfield, right downwind for runway 18. Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Piper 876, Piper 8676 uniform, turning downwind, runway 18.
Where are you going, Mark?
I am getting out of here. I'm gonna go find another untowered airport to land at. I love how that guy's hanging out in the trees. Oh no! I almost hit the trees.
You almost joined him in the trees.
Right. All right, let's get
Mark,
this.
you'll have to come down and visit me sometime.
Yeah, man. Where you at?
Well, I'm virtually 84 Romeo.
85. Yes. We should.
You
I
want to
should.
meet up in real life?
Should definitely. Whoop! There's a plane inbound.
Warrior, final runway 18, Bayport.
Bayport traffic, Bonanza 41 Gulf, entering a right downwind for runway 14.
That was a nice landing.
That was a pretty good landing.
Bayport traffic cutoff turning base now for runway 18. Bayport.
You better cause chaos in the runway, Mark.
I mean, I'm not
Okay,
aiming
Bayport
to,
traffic,
but there's traffic coming.
We're on the right downwind runway 18. Bayport.
There is no left downwind runway 18 at Bayport.
He said right.
You guys better get it right. These guys will tell you.
Yeah, they will.
Turning final for 18.
They will.
Does the pilot club have a home port?
We
Yeah,
do.
I think we do.
It's Asheville, right?
Bayport traffic,
I think so.
uniform is
Oh,
going
Mark, I had a good
Asheville,
time
North Carolina?
seeing you
Bayport.
next
No, I don't
stream.
think it's Asheville.
To leave, hopefully, get this done in time.
We
Buddy,
have an FBO in Charlotte.
you
We've flown to Asheville, flown at
get your
Greensboro
work
too,
done.
but yeah, no, I don't think it's Asheville.
Get your work done, mister. I believe in you. You can do it. You got this.
Oh, let me check real quick on air.
All right. I missed it. Is somebody coming for landing?
I don't know. I wasn't listening either.
Okay.
Or I'm not taxing. So.
Bayport traffic. Not sure if I missed it. Pilot Club 444 with intentions of departing runway 18. Is it clear?
Negative
Bayport
inbound
traffic,
traffic right now.
876 uniform inbound base turn runway 18.
All right, copy
I'm
that.
gonna go with negative on that one, Mark.
Right. Yes. Right after this guy. Bayport traffic. Pilot Club 444. I guess I'm clearing myself for takeoff.
Yeah, clear for takeoff.
For
Just placing that one midfield. You should be
I'm
good.
on final. I can go around. I can restart my approach. You can go ahead.
I appreciate that. I'll try not to. I'll try and make it quick.
Okay, understood.
Untitled Chapter.
Piper
Hey, Mark.
876 uniform on the go. Runway 18. We're gonna restart the right traffic approach for runway.
I'm out of here.
18.
I'm about to get up out of
Bayport
here
traffic,
too. You
jet
know
car
what?
702, 1,000 feet, approximately 5 miles to the southwest, entering a right downwind runway 18 Bayport. Bayport traffic, Bonanza 41 Golf, entering the right base for runway 18.
All right, so let's put up.
Bayport traffic. That's the Pilot Club 217 taxiing runway 18 departure. Bayport traffic, Piper 8676 uniform. We're on a right crosswind turn. We're gonna make a lawn downwind approach for runway
All right, so
18.
I'm definitely
Piper,
using my trim for some reason. I don't know what the wind, what's going on with the wind, but or maybe is it my plane?
Where home airport is,
Bayport
but
traffic,
it's probably
helicopter
in the SOV.
206, Juliet, leave at 10 miles southwest.
But I'm pushing this thing forward
South Shore eastbound, 1,200
to keep this
Bayport.
thing. I'm using the trim and I'm pushing my yoke forward.
Wait, Bayport traffic, Bonanza 41 Golf, turning onto final runway 18.
So that is a little weird. It's a
And
little
then 4 and Golf,
I think it's
867
weird.
uniform. I have you in sight.
So let's see if I can find this other runway. Hopefully it's hard surface. I just assumed that it was a hard surface runway. So there goes the runway with everybody there. Just gonna fly along the coast here.
867. Bayport traffic, 867 uniform on downwind, runway 18 turning base in about a second.
We're gonna go ahead and land at this Untitled Airport, and then we're gonna call it a night. I just hope I find the airport.
Bayport traffic, Piper 867 uniform,
I didn't use
turning
any
base for runway
navigates.
Bayport.
It doesn't have any navigates.
London 21 Echo Papa is going to be taxiing on the
right
but
side
it
of 18.
looks like it's
The beginning of 18.
should be over here
Understood.
somewhere. So let's see if we can fly over it.
Bayport traffic, Piper 867 uniform, final, runway 18, Bayport.
So that's not it. Oh, this is amazing. The wind is wild.
Okay, goodbye, 867 uniforms, inbound on the final push, runway 18, Bayport.
So that is a highway. And this is, this is where a map would come in handy. Or if I studied my chart.
Bayport traffic, 867 uniforms going around.
But I didn't do that.
Bayport traffic, jet card 702, right down
Okay, there it is.
Bayport.
Bayport traffic, that's the pilot code 217, departing runway 18.
Or is it? Did I get happy too quickly? This looks like a flat area. But I don't know if it's a runway. Let's fly over and see. No, it's not. It is a street. It's a highway. Alright, I think I'm going to land in the street. Because I don't know where this runway is. Alright, let's do this.
Bayport traffic, jet card 702, going around, nowhere close.
It is so
Bayport.
funny. I am pushing in this this yoke. I have not had to do that before.
It's going to be lining up behind Delta Whiskey to Takeoff.
So I'm going to try and aim for that spot there.
Bayport traffic, jet block, Takeoff 18, departure.
See what we can do here. Oops, let's get those landing gears down.
Bayport traffic, jet block 300.
So I'm using my rudders now to turn myself.
Bayport traffic, Honda Jet 2 Echo Papa taking off runway 18.
That was a bounce.
To the south.
That was not good. And I've got my... This is not going to go well. It didn't go well. Oh. Alright, I couldn't find the airport and I got impatient, so I tried to land it in the road and it didn't work out. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, gang. So thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate
Bayport traffic, helicopter 206 Juliet
still-
Lima, 5 miles south shore,
Still have this
eastbound
thing on.
1200 Bayport.
Where's my audio? Turn this thing down. Turn it down. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate the time that you put into spending some time with me. It means something to me. So we were at Virtual Flight Club, vUSA, I think is what they're called. USA Flight Club, I believe. Virtual USA Flight Club. They have a long name, but it was their 3rd anniversary. They were doing a fly-in into Bayport, and they had a lot of people that was there. I thought it was cool. I took a long time coming in. I should have picked a closer airport. Because if I want to do checklists, if I want to do everything, if I want to do all the procedures, I should stop making it so long, Alright, okay. Enough about that. So I'm streaming Tuesdays and Friday. Oh, for those that may or may not know, this is Tabletop Android. And I stream Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm going to be doing some more on-air this weekend, or last weekend. I did so much on-air stuff. I didn't stream it, but I am getting a lot more comfortable with planning my own IFR routes, getting them approved by the controllers on VATSIM. So that's actually like a milestone for me, and whatnot. Flying at night, flying at night is either fun or boring because there's no real visuals, but whatever. Okay, so I'll be doing that stuff. And again, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good one. Bye bye.